presented by Alberta Blue Cross.
Here's the Raiders U11 team. Wranglers hockey starts now. Let's count it down.
Between the pipes, number 1, Devin Cooley. Megan Dawson in the performance of today's Canadian and American national anthems.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we night's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
It's snowy outside, but we're cozy inside the Scotiabank Saddle Dome for American Hockey League action. The Wranglers open a 2-game long weekend set versus the Ontario Reign, Calgary's first home game post All-Star break. Thanks for tuning in on FloHockey and Sportsnet 960 The Fan on your Saturday afternoon. Sandra Brusina, Matt Rose with you in the Peter Marr radio broadcast booth high above the ice. And these Pacific Division rivals have met 3 times this season, all road contests for the Wranglers, and only coming away with 1 victory. In fact, the Reign are 7-1-1 versus the Wranglers over the last 2 seasons. So, Matty, are you excited about today?
I am. I'm excited about it. We're back in the Dome. I'm happy to be here. It's been way too long since we've called the Wranglers game at the Dome with the All-Star break and then a little bit of a roadie for the club. Like you mentioned, Ontario has given the Wranglers some serious trouble over the course of the season. Only 4 points separate these two in their division. So a big matchup here for the Wranglers as they take on the Reign.
As Rory Cairns gets us going out there with Dryden Hunt and Martin Frk, your top line on this Saturday afternoon. Brustevich to Frk. Goes off of a skate back into the Calgary zone. Devin Cooley gets his first touch. Leaves it into the corner for Brustevich. That's given away. Looking for the centering pass. Shot in tight as Cooley kicks out the pad on his blocker's side. From the far circle into the corner. Reign working it around. Stugnica takes it back to the line. Snaps it in off of a body, and Brustevich slows things down with a backhand pass to Jared Tenorti. Veteran blue liner waiting things out. Tipped in by Frk. He'll head to the bench for a change. Portillo with his first touch. D-to-D play for the Reign. They'll flip it into the Calgary zone. Back is Kuznetsov. First time in a while he's not paired with Hunter Brustevich. Ahead to Clark Bishop. Honzek looking for Bishop on the return pass. Pickets cuts that off through the neutral zone. Jeff Malott, longtime Manitoba Moose, crunched into the corner by Ilya Solovyov. To the blue line, but that's pickpocketed by Adam Klapka. Honzek will reset in his own zone. Leaves it for Kuznetsov. Minute and a half off the clock here. 0-0.
Clark Bishop trying to throw a couple of hits, one on the forecheck, one back in the defensive zone that led to a little bit of a turnover as the Wranglers trying to get the physical play going here.
Madden. Tipped into the near side corner. Aspro dealing with Chromiak. Sent to the half wall. Siona bumped off the play, gets support from Grushnikov. Lays it to Jonathan Aspro and spots Lucas Siona. Cut off by the rain. Walsh goes rink wide. Flip to the Calgary line. Grushnikov tries to bat it down. Gets it to center, and that's fired back into Calgary territory. Aspro. Grushnikov taps it ahead. Lucas Siona flips it. Works its way out to Element. He'll just bump it back to his blue liners. Luke Rowe. Skates. A weird one right off the end wall and bounces straight into the pads of Devin Cooley. Elects to slow things down for our first whistle of the afternoon.
Yeah, covered that one up. It went off the end wall, bounced off of his leg, and then sat in the crease, but he was alertly able to adjust his big frame around the puck rather than knock it into his own net, covered up so the Wranglers could switch the unit out here. Haven't had a whole lot of time spent in the offensive zone here yet, 2.5 minutes into the game.
Devin Cooley coming into this contest, 18-9-2, 226 goals against average, 897 save percentage as we get a big collision right off the draw, tangled
Awkward.
up. Element and Tenorti, who looks to be in a heap of pain, started grabbing his knee.
Grabbed his left knee there. He kind of went down with Element in an awkward way along the sideboards there and immediately went and grabbed his leg and took his glove off. This did not look good for the big, as you mentioned, veteran defenseman.
Hyperextended, yeah.
Element kind of traps his leg there with his, he kind of pinches his legs together with his two legs and creates a really awkward fall. I actually didn't like how that one ended up looking on the replay. It looked pretty innocuous to start, but in the end, I really don't like almost the bear trap move by Element to squeeze Tenorti with his two legs. He's not putting any pressure on that right leg of his.
And this is a shame because Jared Tenorti missed a lot of the season earlier this year with an injury, and for the veteran who does wear a letter for this particular group, that is a big loss. He's known as a burly, stay-at-home defenseman for the Calgary Wranglers, not only here for his leadership, but for his style of defense.
Yeah, 24-year-old Sean Element playing down on that fourth line for the Reign today. His first shift, he's already had a big impact.
All right, 5-on-5. Nothing comes out of that other than Tenorti heading back into the dressing room after going down that tunnel. So we'll hope for the best. Ilya Solovyov skates it into Reign territory. Quickly cut off, but that'll be tabbed for offside.
I like the push from Solovyov there, feeling maybe a little confidence after his recent trip up to the NHL. I do like that he's paired with Solovyov here, a good shutdown pairing for the Calgary Wranglers. They're going to be asked to do a whole lot more, and I bet we're going to see a lot more line shuffling here because it's not like you're going to leave Hunter Brustevich on the bench.
Right. Yeah, so you got to filter through the five, yeah.
Yeah.
Nearly 3 minutes off the clock. Ontario wins the draw, plays it into the Calgary near side corner. Caron's in on the back check, tying up his man. Aspro fishes it free. Another collision between the circles. That also came away from the play. Hunt and Ward, but looks like everybody's okay. Grushnikov just settles things down. He'll lay it across for Jonathan Aspro. Winds through the neutral zone, leaves it at the line. Caron's tried to stretch for it, and it's cut off by Ward. Ferk grabs that loose puck, leaves it for Aspro. He'll tap it to the opposite corner. Ferk on the chase, ties up his man. Played 3 seasons with the Ontario Reign before finding a home here with the Calgary Wranglers. Cairns. Grushnikov lines it up, shoots. First save for Portillo, or I don't think he even touched that. He had a block. Grushnikov to the near circle. Cairns goes rink wide from the corner. Through the blue paint, nobody to tap it home. And the Reign will just lay that in via Andre Lee.
Best shift we've seen from the Wranglers so far. Top line going to work.
Clark Bishop Tried to flip it through center. That's glove down, but a second attempt and he gets it out. Drop pass for Klapka. Honzek will chase, dealing with Malott. Bishop lays out the body as well, gets support from Klapka. Honzek ties up his man on the opposite side. Curling around is Jeff Malott, the veteran once again. Plays it to the near wall. Is in the skates of Glenn Godden, one-time member of the Calgary Flames organization, as the Wranglers ice that and will get a defensive zone draw for the home team.
A little bit more scrambly there from the Wranglers' second line. Klapka running around a little bit, trying to lay the body there. Did so against the wall, but then kind of vacated the wall as that up pass came back and led to the icing call. It's been a little bit of a long shift here for this group, too.
0-0 on the scoreboard, 15:24 to go. First period, the Wranglers have lost Jared Tenorti. So down to 5 blue liners if you're just joining us now. That's the main story so far. Rain up to 2 shots, 1 for the Wranglers. Draw coming blocker side on Devin Cooley. Won by the Rain. They'll play it to the line. Walsh elects to just lay it down low. Madden, the veteran, pinned into the corner by Bruce Stevich. Bishop wants to fish it free. And he does. Was aiming for Klapka, but that'll be another icing call. And they'll have to defend once again.
Just out of reach of the big man, and that is a long reach for Klapka. Just almost got the one hand on it. As if you're Ontario, you really like the way this has started. You know, one good shift for the Calgary Wranglers top line, but for the most part, it's been spent in the offensive zone. Not a whole lot of work for Devin Cooley yet, though.
Yeah, good road start here for the Rain. First trip to the Saddle Dome this season, and they have one of the better road records in the American Hockey League with 13 wins. Bishop will skate that out. Over to Klapka. Chases it into the corner. Leaves it for Clark Bishop, the captain. Klapka swatted at it. And it's cleared by the Rain. Sami Helenius. Rink wide for Millar. Cleared by Calgary. Dumped back in. Solovyov. Loose puck. Played in by Lucas Siona. Hickett's off the glass and out. As Jonathan Aspro, saved by the whistle there, I'd say, because he caught a rut or an edge. And that was deflected out of play, or else it would have been off to the races for the Rain.
Yeah, that clearing attempt went out of play. Needed to be high up off the glass because the Wranglers had a little bit of pressure down on the near wall here. Would have led to a turnover if it wasn't ripped high and off the pane there. We'll get a fourth line offensive zone draw out of it, see if they can make something out of it.
Davis has found a home here with the Wranglers after spending some time in the ECHL. Still waiting on his first goal in the American Hockey League, but he has put up some points. He'll get waved out in lieu of Parker Bell. Scramble on the draw. Cole Krieger. Cleared. Loose in front of the benches, and they'll settle it down the Rain. D-to-D. Tipped into the Calgary zone. Only Bruce Stevich there. Swatted in by Davis, right in on Portillo. Leaves it for Cole Krieger. Kuznetsov from the line. Races down the near wing, gets some support from Parker Bell. Kuznetsov eases back, and he'll chase that into the neutral zone. Rory Cairns helps him out. Kuznetsov ahead to Dryden Hunt. Flips it to Cairns, plays it to himself along the near wall. Cairns has an option in the middle, and that just got away from Martin Ferk.
It's a little too saucy. I love that self-pass to Rory Cairns. Big bank off the wall.
Studnicka shoots, aiming for the far post. Doesn't hit. From distance, Cooley directs that into the corner. Pinching is Howe. Meets the shoulder of Kuznetsov. Howe digging for it. Kuznetsov able to make the play. Cairns, a rink wide for Ferk, and they'll just chase that to the center of the ice. 12:58 to go. First period, still waiting on our first goal. And here's Ward. Winds up, elects to fake. He'll spin at the near circle, back to the line. Studnicka from behind the Calgary net. Joe Hicketts wanted to center backhand, but Calgary quickly collects that, and with numbers coming the other way, but Ferk at the tail end of his shift, and he'll just retreat to the bench.
Yeah, Ferk and Hunt needed a change there after a long shift. Kind of got caught out there in the defensive zone.
Studnicka tapped in deep into the Calgary zone. Hunter Brustevich skates through the circles. He'll backhand it to Aspro. Oh! As Sam Morton on the receiving end of a massive shoulder hit. Wow. An
Joe
absolute freight train right there.
Yeah.
Right in front of the Reign bench.
A little bit of a suicide pass there from Jonathan Aspero, and Hicketts came across from that kind of right side. It was in the middle of the ice and just drove a shoulder right into Sam Morton, who immediately heads for the bench. Having a little chat down there with the athletic trainer on the end of the bench.
Yes. Calgary wins the offensive zone draw. Fell into the corner out there with Siona. Grishnikov will pinch, trying to create the turnover. Blade to the half wall for Morton. Excuse me, Malott. Calgary pressuring behind the Reign net. Visitors will skate it out. Rink-wide pass from the red line, just dropped into the Calgary zone. Grishnikov surveys. 11:32 to go, first period, 0-0. Celia collects that pass neatly, walks it down the wall. He'll just button hook. Wanted to spot Siona, taken away, and here's Cole Krieger. Stretches that out in front of his own bench. Chromiak drops it off. Sammy Helenius by himself. Fans on it, puck is loose, and Devin Cooley flashing the leather to keep this 0-0.
I think Sam Morton might have gone down the tunnel here as well. So I'm counting, I think, 10 skaters on the bench, 11 skaters on the bench. On that last shift, Parker Bell got the bump up, and David Cilia was playing in the middle of the ice. So another thing to keep an eye on as we roll on in this first period. Wranglers dropping like flies early.
Yeah, listen, I was taking a look at the lineup today, and I'm calling this the gang's all back together because, Maddie, this is the first time since January 5th versus Manitoba that Clark Bishop, Rory Cairns, Adam Klapka, Dryden Hunt, and Ilya Solovyov have played in the same game for the Wranglers. There have been injuries, there have been calls up to the Flames, but I think for this group, it's about getting a little bit of that chemistry post All-Star break and the fact that we're on a Four Nations break. I'm sure Craig Conroy and company watching this game and taking a look at, hey, who's going to get the next call up?
Yeah, you got to wonder who is going to be able, or who is going to be recalled once the Flames do get back to action, or even if that's going to be needed. It'll kind of depend on the availability of Kevin Ball and Connor Zary. I also do wonder if we see Connor Zary down here on a conditioning stint before he rejoins the big club fully. You could say the same for Kevin Ball, but it feels a little bit more likely for Connor Zary, who's been out for a little bit longer with the lower body injury. Whereas Kevin Ball with the upper body injury after taking that hit from behind from Jacob Blauko back of the in that Minnesota game a little while ago. But you got to wonder if there's a link to kind of the availability of those two and who ends up getting a recall back up to the Calgary Flames.
All right, defensive zone draw coming, 11:09 to go, first period. It remains 0-0. Jared Tenorti has left the game, and momentarily Sam Morton.
Also down the tunnel, yep. Down to 16 skaters right now.
So we'll play that by ear and see how this game unfolds as Calgary's able to clear, but that's glove down, and we'll get a hand pass.
Sam Helenius getting into it with Alex Gallant a little bit out here.
Yeah, Helenius coming back down after a call up with the LA Kings, so He'll skate a little bit throughout this Four Nations face-off, and I think he's in the same boat as a lot of these Wranglers players. He wants to get called up back to the Kings as well.
Well, and Hellenius plays a little bit of a gritty style. I remember one game the Flames were playing against the Kings that he had been recalled, and the Kings were getting caved in by the Flames. And so what he did was he went out and kind of laid a bit of a slew foot on Connor Zary and forced one of the Flames to fight him, as that's one of the ways that he'll find an impact on the game.
Aspro plays that deep from behind the net. Celia being forced off the puck by Riley Walsh. Back to the line. Aspro through traffic, and that's tipped wide. Rayner able to clear. Aspro will chase. Line change coming for both sides with just over 10 minutes to go in the first period as we wait on our first goal. Drop back in by Element. Shot from the line, glove down. Aspro in that near circle, and he'll just take it behind his own net. Bank pass to Ferk as Calgary ices it with 10:04 to go in period number 1.
Yeah, the Wranglers top line really trying to stretch the ice here, but they're not giving a whole bunch of good options to the defenders to kind of find the pass. Aspro's arguing this call, but I don't think he knows that Ferk was kind of in the referee's circle on this side of center when he tipped that. So it's the proper call there to send this one back into the Wranglers territory.
Face-off coming blocker side on Devin Cooley, who's made 4 saves early in this game. Ferk fights off the check, gets it over to Cairns. Dryden Hunt banks it over to Cairns. Hunt to Ferk, loads up, shoots, and he scores! From his office, 1-0 Calgary.
That's the first goal of the season series for Marty Ferk. Give him 18 on the season. Now the team lead with 41 points. Unless Dryden Hunt, sure enough, does get an assist on this one. So Hunt and Ferk remain tied for the team lead with 41 points. Rory Cairns setting the screen. And like you mentioned, Sandra, Marty Ferk with that much time right inside the top of the circle. He's going to be pretty lethal when he gets an opportunity to shoot from there. Made no mistake. Wranglers lead 1-0, 10-12 into the first.
Good resilient response also from the Wranglers after losing a couple of bodies early in this game. It's certainly better than chasing, isn't that right?
Well, it sure is. Does appear that maybe, no, they're still down at 16 there.
Yeah, the bench looking a little bit empty right now.
Almost looks like one of the junior guys are playing.
Yeah. Rain. Bring it deep into the Calgary zone. Glenn Godden tries a tight angle shot, and that's deflected into the netting for a whistle.
Yeah, Rain right back to work here as they are doubling the Wranglers in a pretty low event first period. Shots are 4-2 in favor of the Rain as we get a little bit of fisticuffs, a little how'd you do over in the corner here following that one going out of play. Wasn't not too sure what got this one started, but Adam Klapka was out there. He's always mixed in.
Yeah.
Hard to miss the big man.
There's no scrum that Adam Klapka doesn't like.
That is a fact. Does not matter the level. I love when he was going at Tom Wilson when the Capitals were here. It's not a guy with a ton of pedigree, and Wilson was letting him know, but he wasn't backing down. Although I don't know if he wanted that smoke in a fight either.
I'm not sure you're going to pick that one. Cooley stops it behind his net for Solovyov. Tipped by Bishop. He'll try and chase that down. Portillo there first, and that somehow stayed in. But race back into the Calgary, and Ilya Solovyov being watched. Dealing with Charles Udon. Kuznetsov marked by 2 Rain, and that frees it to Ilya Solovyov along the far wall. Ahead to Klapka, leaves it for Honzek. Clark Bishop wanted to return it between the circles. Bishop settles it down at the line, backhands it. Sam Honzek chances in that far circle. Udon. Brustevich holds the line. The goal scorer Ferk to Brustevich, walks down the middle. He'll curl to Grishnikov. Corner now. Brustevich shoots, kick save. Portillo Grishnikov winds up with Cairns posted out in front. Great shift by Calgary. Hunt, Grishnikov off of a skate into the corner. From behind the net, Ferk wanted to center. Hunt will continue to chase, dealing with Chromiak. Battle along the far wall, now into the corner, off the glass, and finally out. Swept away by Brustevich. Cairns gains the line, takes a look. He'll lay it along the glass. Fresh legs coming out for Calgary, wanting to continue this spin cycle. 7:39 to go, and the Reign will skate it out. Madden by himself and takes a monster hit from Jonathan Aspro, and now he has to answer for it. As taking exception.
Madden spins into the boards as he's about to get clocked by Aspero. The ref's hand goes up. They're going to give him a boarding call. If Madden just takes this hit instead of spinning into it, then it's not going to be boarding. Either way, he's about to get eliminated by a huge hit from 48. And they're asking if there's going to be an instigator here. Madden sees him coming and turns at the last second, which allows him to just get piled into the boards. Both arms go up here. I don't like the call. I don't like what Madden does there. He puts himself in a dangerous spot. And then Cole Courier comes in and decides to try and scrap Aspro, who just throws him to the ice as well. The Reign are going to get a power play out of this. They've got the 25th ranked power play. We'll see the 18th ranked Wranglers PK go to work and see how they end up calling this one. It's a one-on-one play. Aspro has no other option. He's committed to the hit.
Yeah.
And then, like I mentioned, we see the spin from Madden, who does get up. He's able to maintain his play in the game. He's not hurt, and that's always great to see. By the way, earlier, I really liked what we saw from Hunter Brustevich on that ozone shift. He has a great pinch to keep the puck alive. He continues moving his feet in the offensive zone, which leads to him getting a shot in the slot. Looks like we're going to go evens here as well.
Just waiting for the information to come up on my screen here. We'll let you know once.
There must have been an instigator call there too, because this is going to stay even right now.
What do Krieger and Madden have in common?
I don't know.
Their dads played in the NHL.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
You learn something new every day.
It's Family Day weekend here at Maddie. I'm just here to share the wealth of information.
I'm excited to settle into my couch for a whole bunch of hockey and TGL golf on Family Day.
Brilliant. All right, 7:32 to go. Calgary leading 1-0. Martin Ferk with his 18th of the season. And we will play what appears to be 5-on-5. A high event opening frame. And we'll catch up when we have a moment here. But Calgary controlling off the draw. Sent to center ice, and that's gloved down, so we'll get another whistle.
Yeah, and the Wranglers ended up still playing here at 5-on-5, which you like to see. Sending out the fourth line to keep the intensity going after the big hit from Jonathan Aspro, one of the key veterans on this team for Calgary.
Yeah, he's being leaned on in all kinds of situations, and
forward, D, whatever they're asking him to do.
And he's going to log some extra minutes this afternoon, obviously, with Jared Tenorti unavailable. Went down the dressing room very early in this game.
It's looking like a beer league game at 10:45 over on that Calgary Wranglers bench.
Yeah.
A lot of open space.
Midweek. Yeah. All right, 7:25 to go. Both teams with 4 shots as Chromiak will vacate the penalty box for the Reign.
I'm not totally sure what all of these kind of exchanges have been so far. Still haven't seen the penalties come up here on the AHL media site either.
No, so we're being patient, but we will share with you once that information becomes available. Grishnikov spins away from the hit. Loose puck to Alex Gallant, banks it ahead, to Lucas Siona. Into the corner. Gallant gets tied up. Gotta wonder if we see a little bit more of Alex Gallant and maybe in a sense dropping the gloves as things getting a little bit chippy here. Doty wanted to go inside out on Grushnikov and he just stands his line. Although he gets pickpocketed there by Element, tries to tap it over to Helenius, who was the trailer coming off the bench. Solovyov just slows things down from behind his net. 6:38 to go, his team up by 1. To the far wing, loose puck for Celia. Hunt. Parker Bell plays it in, cut off by Millar. Head to Lee, didn't touch it, and that'll be an icing call, giving Calgary an offensive zone draw with under 7 minutes to go in period number 1.
Yeah, the Wranglers going back to that old faithful pair of Brustevich and Kuznetsov here, down to 4D for the time being with Aspro in the box and Jared Tenorti in the locker room.
Maddie, here is the official. So Cole Krieger, 2 minutes for instigating, 5 minutes for fighting, a 10-minute misconduct. And then for Jonathan Aspro, 2 minutes for boarding, 5 minutes for fighting.
Yep, so that all ends up making sense in the end here. That means Aspro's going to get out in, well, I guess he has to serve 7 minutes worth of penalties here. Yep. Whereas Courier's going to face 17 minutes of sitting in the box, so he'll be in there for at least the rest of the frame.
Chip and chase into the Calgary zone. Picked up by Studnicka at the near circle. Bell grabs the loose puck. Dryden Hunt flips it in on Portillo, and he'll just hang on. And yes, we get some pushing and shoving. Meet you at the bike racks kind of situation here with just 6:01 left, and I have a feeling this is going to get ramped up even more.
Andre Lee put Bell in a bit of a headlock. He didn't even step foot in the crease. Ontario's really starting to up the feistiness. A little bit of a punch there from Portillo at the end too. Yeah, temperatures rising here in the Dome for 2:30 on a Saturday afternoon.
Offensive zone draw coming for Calgary. Bishop, Honzek, Klapka, your blue liners, Grushnikov and Solovyov. Again, Calgary down a forward and a blue liner now.
Jonathan Aspro not set to come out of the box until there's, if I'm not mistaken, 30 seconds left in the frame. So a lot of skating for 4 defensemen here for the Wranglers here in period number 1. Solovyov and Grushnikov are going to be a pairing. Solovyov's playing on his offside, the right side. And then, like we talked about, Kuznetsov and Brustevich paired back together for the time being.
Another icing call on the rain, so Calgary getting another offensive zone draw. The captain set to take it. Near circle. The visitors will control. They'll break it out. Rink wide. Walsh comes to the near circle. Centering pass, and Devin Cooley, blocker side, makes a beautiful save to preserve this 1-0 scoreline.
It's a nice kick on the little chip shot.
Walsh, rink wide. Wanted the tip play in that bumper spot. Glenn Gaudin winds it along the boards. Back to the line. Skirts out and works well for Calgary with 5:20 to go. Udon at the near wing. He'll wait, just tips it in on goal, hits a body, and that's freed to Brustevich. He'll just peel back. Bit of a reset as fresh skaters come out for Calgary. Brustevich to the far wing for Martin Ferk. He'll cut through the neutral zone, flips it over to Cairns, drops it for Kuznetsov. Ferk shooting and does not miss by much, and yes, you guessed it, the near circle.
It was a quick release as that one ended up on his stick and a little bit of a hurry.
From the corner, back to the line. Kuznetsov through traffic, falls between the circles, right in that delicious slot area, but it's cleared. And Brustevich back in his own zone. Rink wide. Dryden Hunt loses it at the red line, gets support from Martin Ferk, and he'll just bump that back to Grushnikov, who came off the bench. Hunt into the corner. Siona in on the forecheck, joined by Davis. Grushnikov ties up his man at the opposition blue line. They'll call that a hand pass with 4:14 to go, first period. And listen, let's talk about Martin Ferk. He was one of my main points to bring this afternoon, regardless of if he got on the score sheet or not. But listen, this guy is turning it on right now, on pace for 64 points. But Maddie, since the calendar turned 2025, 20 points going into this game, 20 points in 16 games, 6 multi-point performances. He had a 5-game goal-scoring streak, and in one game had 8 shots for the second time that's happened this season. So with all of the call-ups, you're looking for a veteran, calming presence on the Wranglers, and he has provided that in absolute spades.
Yeah, and him and Dryden Hunt have really formed a pretty fearsome tandem. You got to know that the puck's going to be on the net when they're out there. Is Hunt's got 138 shots to 102 from Marty Ferk. They're the only 2 players on this Wrangler team with over 100 shots. They've both been really strong, right? We talked about it after the goal, but 41 points apiece. Marty Ferk now up to 18 goals on the season as they continue to be a force for this Wranglers team at the top of their lineup. 41 points now ties them with Glenn Godden and a handful of other AHL players, tied for 6th in AHL scoring for those 2 line mates and teammates. The leader this year, Andrew Podorelski, out in San Jose with the Barracuda with 45. So they're right within striking distance of the top guys. And Wranglers have kind of had guys in those top portions of the AHL scoring race all season, right? It was Pelche and it was Cairns to start the season, and
Walker Dewar even at some point,
Walker Dewar was
right?
up there, and now 2 of those guys are no longer within the organization. So seeing these other 2 veterans really starting to carry the mail for a team that, you know, hasn't been the same really since they've lost a whole bunch of their players, but they keep on pressing.
Yeah, next man
Still
up mentality.
first in their division.
Yep.
Whoa.
Stick explodes at the red line, but it's dropped into the Calgary zone. Shifted by Grishnikov to the far wall. Siona wants to center for Davis. Doty puts it into the Calgary end. Element takes a hit from Grishnikov. Solovyov bumped off the puck. From the circle, Doty can't get a shot off, and collected by Siona. Alex Gallant works it in from the red line. Siona in on the chase. Nearing the 100-game mark in his American Hockey League career. Pinelli. Siona wants to force the turnover on Walsh, and he gets some support from Element as they'll go D to D, in the rain zone.
Some really good board battles here from Lucas Siona so far today. I've liked the play that we're seeing from him as he continues to kind of grind it out along the wall, create some forecheck. There's been some opportunities where he's wanted to try and lay a big hit, but the rain, they hear him coming. They hear those big footsteps and have moved the puck pretty quickly. We know that he likes to throw that shoulder into guys along the boards when he gets an opportunity.
So the lines continue to be in a blender for...
This is a unique look.
Yeah, interim head coach Joe Cirella, who, by the way, is behind the bench. Hopefully...
Great to see him return.
Makes us assume that his eyes situation went well. I believe he had surgery, so good to see him back on the bench. And yeah, he's going to have to figure things out on the fly here. They will have an opportunity to regroup in about 3 minutes when they head to the dressing room and find out what's what. But if you're just joining us now, the Wranglers have lost Jared Tenorti and Sam Morton to what we're assuming are respective injuries. We don't have any official information right now, but neither of them coming back to the bench.
Lower body for Jared Tenorti. Would probably unsure, be a little reckless to speculate what happened to Sam Morton after he got popped by Joe Hickett's, the top pairing defender for this Ontario Reign team. Didn't like to play on Tenorti so much. The one on Morton was just one of the more thunderous hits you'll see all season.
Clean, absolutely clean.
Yeah, reminded me of the Braden Pahal hit against the San Jose Sharks a little earlier this year. Just kind of tough pass from the defender and a shoulder into chest.
Open ice, too.
Yep.
Nothing along the boards.
Right in the neutral zone.
Yep. Glenn Godden, his pass is picked up by Clark Bishop by himself, so he'll just play it in deep on the tail of Angus Booth. Malott Leaves it for Glenn Godden, bumps it back to his blue liner, ahead to Malott, into the skates of Udon. Waits for help for Godden. Godden shoots, and that's deflected wide thanks to Sam Honzek. Nice job on the back check. From the half wall, right in on Cooley over his blocker. Hickett's into the corner. Down low for Malott, being watched by Solovyov. Solovyov, good job to win that battle. Frees the puck to Honzek. And slowing things down is Klapka. Grushnikov now leading the rush. He'll play it in on Portillo. Catch and release. Under 2 minutes to go, first period, Calgary up by 1. Martin Frk with his 18th goal of the season. Stretch pass. Thought that might be icing, and yes, it is.
Yeah, the Wranglers were a little bit on their heels early on, but the rain didn't really turn it into much. It was a lot of ozone time, but only a couple of shots for the rain. And then, of course, a good forecheck from Dryden Hunt, and the top line is able to cash in on that shot from Martin Frk. Basically right where we're going to see the puck dropped here. Can expect that Frk will be hanging out right in that similar spot as he, Rory Cairns, and Dryden Hunt drop a little play here with $1:39 left in the frame.
Blue liners are Kuznetsov and Brustevich. Aspro remains in the box. Scramble on the draw, but pulled free by the rain, at least momentarily. At the line for Dryden Hunt. He'll play it to the near circle, trying for that give and go. And Dryden Hunt just can't get everything on that particular pass.
Just about worked.
Yep. Kuznetsov stretches that out, but
that's got to be too many.
Too many men. Hello.
Unreal.
Holy cow. I'm sorry. Okay, Calgary grabbing the loose puck. Here's Frk, plays it ahead to Hunt. Bounces into the corner. His stick gets tied up. Dealing with Chromiak. Skirts past Grushnikov at the line, and he'll just chase it back into his own end.
The Wranglers kind of got away with one a little earlier, but it was nothing like that.
That is egregious, folks. Stretch pass. Onto the stick of Adam Klapka. He'll work his way along that near board. Klapka still with it. He's got Cairns out in front. Cleared by the rain. Doughty. Pinelli. Far corner. Grushnikov settles it down for Solovyov late in this first period. Stretch pass. The captain was calling for it. Back into the Calgary zone. Cooley. To the half wall for Solovyov. Rink wide. Kuznetsov from the red line, fired in with 10 seconds to go in this opening frame. Honzek leaves it for Clark Bishop, gets a shot, rebound, and Brustevich sends that into the netting after a shot block with 2.5 seconds to go.
Yeah, had a chance on that one, just fired that shot a little late, allowed one of the Rain players to come over and make an attempt on the deflection, knocked it out of play. 2.5 seconds to go here. You know what they're going to be trying to set up as Marty Frk comes over the bench with Kuznetsov and Brustevich. Kuznetsov's going to line up at the hash mark, and they're going to kind of set Brustevich and Frk both in positions to shoot. Brustevich now up on the hash mark as well.
All indicative of winning this draw, of course.
Rory Cairns trying to win it strong side back to the middle of the ice.
Scramble.
Yep, won't do it.
Pulled back by the rain, and that horn means 20 minutes in the books of what has been a very eventful first period for the Wranglers. Their first back home since the All-Star break. And of course, they'll head down the tunnel up by 1 thanks to Martin Frk's 18th of the year. But Maddie, I don't even think that's the talking point of this first period as the Wranglers lose 2 players.
We'll see how they adapt, right? That's the biggest thing here now is Martin Frk's having a little bit of a chat with the officials. Is neither team was overly excited with how this game was officiated. I think Frk's talking about the too many men penalty. I think the linesman saying it's a little bit of a wash here. Marty Frk loves to have a little chat with the officials after a period, I'll tell you that much.
Well,
and he's pointing his hand quite a bit. Was not happy with the answers he was getting.
It's Family Day weekend. We got a sharing is caring around
Something
here.
like
Okay. Well, 20 minutes done. Calgary up by 1. We'll head to a break. You're watching the Wranglers on FloHockey and listening in on Sportsnet 960 The Fan.
Well, Wrangler fans, please welcome to the ice. This is the Wolverines U11 team. They're going to be playing our intermission scrimmage this afternoon. All right, team, Blasty's got the puck. He's going to be dropping the puck in 3, 2, 1. All right, game on. I have to admit, usually when we do these intermission scrimmages, Blasty doesn't have a stick. So I don't know how this is going to go today. I don't know what team Blasty's playing for, but I'm liking this. Wrangler fans, do me a favor. If we do get a goal from the Wolverines, from either team here, I want you to make as much noise as you possibly can. Can you do that, Wrangler fans? Got a great save there. Got a lot of parents, coaches over there by the Zamboni entrance as well. Wranglers Game Day experiences are proudly presented by Alberta Blue Cross. Visit CalgaryWranglers.com to choose one of many experiences, including bench warmers, blue line buddies, flag parade, high five tunnel, and more. Nice shot and nice block right there. Blasty calls no goal. Okay, we have about 60 seconds left in this intermission scrimmage. Wolverines, I believe in you. So Wrangler fans, can we just make some noise right now for these U11 Wolverines? A lot of congestion in front of the net, but still no goal. Both goalies tonight are looking sharp. More seconds left in this intermission scrimmage. Okay, Wrangler fans, we're coming down to the final few seconds of the game, so I need your help counting us down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it, that's all. Come on, let's put our hands together one more time for the U11 Wolverines.
Wranglers fans, eyes on the Sportsnet scoreboard. J.C. Sullivan standing by with number 3, Artem Kreshnikov.
Hockey is a physical game, so we like to play physical, and I think we're doing good. It's like good structure for this period. We need to just keep going.
How does it feel for you guys to be back playing on home ice?
Oh, I think everyone loves playing at home crowd, like our fans. It's very excited every time.
Up 1 going into the second period, you know what's crucial for you guys to keep this momentum rolling?
You know, like same, keep simple, like do our structure, and like just do all for a win.
Awesome, great, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Wrangler fans, I am down here on the ice with Colton, who was our player of the game in the intermission scrimmage that you just watched. Colton, how did it feel to play here at the Scotiabank Saddledome?
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
He says it was fun. I believe you, Colton. You did a great job. You stopped all the shots. How long have you been playing hockey for?
About 5 or 6 years.
5 or 6 years. You are a pro, honestly. Do you want to give a shout out to anybody that is here watching the game today?
Yes. I want to give a shout out to my friend Logan! Logan! Wherever you are, Logan!
Shout out to Logan. Did you want to give a shout out to anybody else? Family? Other players? Just Logan though, hey?
Yeah, just Logan.
Just Logan. All right. Okay, I got another question for you, Colton, and I ask everybody this question. What do you think the final score is going to be for our Calgary Wranglers? Right now, it's 1-0. What is it going to be?
I think it's going to be Wranglers, because let's go Wranglers!
It's going to be a win for the Wranglers. We'll take it. Come on, let's give it up for Colton, our player of the game.
Good evening and welcome to FloHockey.
Is it on goal?
Are you kidding me? You can't make it up.
The new Flex Club is changing the game when it comes to flexible ticket packages. Save 15% on Hitmen, Wranglers, and Roughnecks tickets, and select the games that work with your schedule. With 3 teams, you have 78 games to choose from. Plus, save on fees, boosting your savings to as high as 30%. Simply select any of the 3 teams, any game, any seat, in any combination that works for your busy schedule. Flex Club. Your tickets, your schedule, your way. Visit flexclub.ca today.
Rough days.
Roughnecks. Oh my goodness. Inside shot scores. King scores.
Come for the party, stay for the game.
The team is ready to put on a show. Global news. We are Calgary.
Okay, let's begin.
Blending in when you need to stand out? Boost your job hunt with career support from Workforce at Robertson College.
All of us here at Calgary Sports and Entertainment are thrilled to welcome you to the Scotiabank Saddledome and would like to share some important updates and reminders. The Scotiabank Saddledome has a zero-tolerance policy for foul or inappropriate behavior, along with any disruption of the game, including throwing objects, fighting, or trespassing on the ice surface. Under some circumstances, the puck may be propelled into the spectator area with enough force to cause serious injury. If you are struck, immediately ask the nearest usher for help and directions to the medical station. Perhaps most importantly, please make sure you are kind and respectful to one another, as well as the venue staff, who are working hard to ensure the best possible experience for our patrons. If you have any questions about any of these important updates and reminders, please don't hesitate to contact the venue representative or Calgary Flames customer service. You can also report any issue or ask a question by texting us your seat location along with your question and the word ESTO to 587-327-2207 to reach our fan text line. We greatly appreciate your support and understanding. Together, we can enjoy a safe and fun experience here in the Scotiabank Saddledome.
Do you want to see yourself in a Jeep? Jeep is a proud partner of your Calgary Wranglers, and they want to put you into a brand new Jeep. Well, one of you. Scan the QR code so you can see, up on the screen right there, you can see it. And send us your best selfie to be featured in our Jeep photo wall. If you do that, you'll also be entered into our season-long contest to win a 2023 Jeep Wrangler. So scan that QR code now to enter.
Second period about to get underway. Calgary up 1-0 on Ontario, and Calgary's bench, Maddie, continues to be short. Jared Tenorti will not be returning to the game, and still no sign of Sam Morton.
Did not look good when Jared Tenorti went down. You got to wonder what type of an absence that's going to be. Same thing for Sam Morton, who took a hard, clean hit from Joe Hicketts in the neutral zone back in period 1. But now you kind of got a second to get your bearings, figure out what the plan's going to be for deploying your lines, and go from there.
Puck in the neutral zone. Controlled by Taylor Ward. He'll flip it to the far wing for Lee. Ward wanted to center, goes off the outside of the Calgary net. Into the corner. Ferk pumps it away from the half wall. Rory Cairns leads the way. He'll just flip it in before going for a line change. And Millar back for the visitors. Has to deal with Clark Bishop. Honzek wants Bishop. Picked up by Hicketts, who collides with Adam Klapka. The big man loses his stick in the process and will grab a new twig. Portillo. Far corner for his blue liner. Up the wall. Now to Jeff Malott. Loses it to Solovyov. Swings it ahead for Clark Bishop. Pokes it over to Klapka. Now to Bishop. Cuts to the middle. Wanted the redirection from Klapka. Malott. Centers. Over the stick of Howe. Settled down by Walsh. Deep into Calgary territory. Parker Bell. Solovyov stretches that out to Adam Klapka. Waits at the red line. Streaking in is Parker Bell with some speed. Works his way down the near wall. Leaves it for Celia. Around the boards for Dryden Hunt. Reverse check on Parker Bell. Chromiak loses it. Shot, and that's over the Ontario net.
Good offensive zone shift here for Celia. Had that shot from the wall and also made a really nice pass earlier to cycle around the wall when he didn't have an option behind him at the point. Just a smart play in the O-zone.
He's got it right now, David Celia. Tapped ahead by Lucas Siona. Another player we've mentioned. We've been happy with his board battles. Might have raised the stick there on Luke Howe, and
it's a late call.
A very late call as the arm went up. Probably given the reaction of Howe, and for the first time this afternoon, we'll see some specialty teams. Calgary headed to the box. Comes into this contest with the 17th ranked penalty kill in the American Hockey League. Ontario struggling a bit when it comes to the man advantage at 17%, and that's good for 25th overall.
Siona just kind of lost the stick a little bit while he was battling down against the wall, and it went and caught one of the defenders for Ontario as he was trying to chase down the puck. Wasn't even the guy that he was battling with along the wall, so Siona had to look for the call this one himself. Yeah,
bit of a follow through, but
well, the defender kind of skates right into his stick. That's Luke Rowe, who's chasing after a puck and skates right into it. Like I said, a little bit of a late call from the Stripes.
Calgary controls off the defensive zone draw. Kuznetsov, Solovyov around the boards and out.
Real smart job on the kill there from 837. Kuznetsov does such a good job of finding help when he's under pressure on the kill that allows for nice clean clears just like that.
Pinelli. They'll gain the Calgary line, flip to the far wing. Pinelli once again, near circle, waits, shoots off the iron. Brain tried to hold the line, but here's Clark Bishop coming in shorthanded. Bishop shoots, and that's deflected into the netting as he slams his stick in frustration.
Yeah, he almost got that one out of the offensive zone, but it was a nice keep by Ontario. Puck went down into the corner, low to high, and allowed Pinelli to just step into his shot as Honzek wasn't able to get over there and attack the lane, and he puts that one off the bar. Led to the chance for Bishop. They'll get the offensive zone draw out of it and back to their pair of Solovyov and Kuznetsov to continue the kill. 1:20 left.
Celia and Hunt, the forwards. Pulled back by the rain. They'll work their way out of their own zone. Riley Walsh bumps it back. Glenn Gaudin leaves it for Chromiak, gains the line. And that's tabbed for offside. The whistle a little bit faint there. Good crowd here, by the way.
Yeah,
got drowned
crowd.
out by the herd, which we love to see.
Good job on the PK holding the line. It's one of the things that the Flames do so well, and you kind of try and mimic your special teams down at this level, and a really good job of kind of spreading out along the line with the third forward being Hunt, and then Cilia forcing a little bit of pressure up ice, forcing them to go offside.
16:47 to go, second period. Calgary leading 1-0 and coming in shorthanded. Hunt, one-timer, they score! David Cilia cashes in shorthanded. 2-0 Calgary.
It's goal number 6 of the year for David Cilia. It's going to be his first shorthanded goal. I love what Dryden Hunt does here. He gets the puck in a little bit of a 2-on-1 situation. We talked about how the D make nice plays to each other. That's exactly what it was. Face-off one, D-to-D, up the ice, 2-on-2. Hunt gets to the middle of the ice, forces the defenders to cross up a little bit. Cilia gets to the dot. Hunt puts it right on his tape, and he rips this one home. Cilia now up to 6 goals, and the Wranglers have a 2-0 lead.
Just the 5th shorthanded goal that the Reign have allowed this season. As for Calgary, 7th shorthanded goal for Reign. With 39 seconds to go on the power play, aiming to get set up in Calgary territory. Puck onto the near half wall, played in deep by Pinelli, cut off quickly by Solovyov. And the Reign will seal the wall. Pinelli with a shoulder check, looks for an option. Back to the line. Hicketts quickly over to the far circle. Slid back to Hicketts, now into the corner. Trying to get a shot. And that was blocked by Solovyov and cleared by number 8 with 10 seconds to go on the man advantage for the Reign.
Kick save and a beauty from Solovyov.
Pinelli, rink wide shot. There's another kick save, this time by Devin Cooley.
Rebound sat there but got out of the ice.
Siona out of the box, forcing Portillo to move it quickly. And Calgary doing a great job on the kill, not only killing the 2 minutes, but getting on the score sheet. And there's a reply from the Reign, 5-on-5, a shot from the far circle, a wrister, and it beats Devin Cooley. It's a 2-1 game. Element getting on the score sheet.
Sean Elliman coming off the bench and a little bit of a bump-up shift for the 4th liner. Just got this puck off the wall. Brustevich kind of loses that battle, and I believe his partner there, I couldn't see who it was, but it was Kuznetsov late after the kill. Just didn't really get to the middle of the ice. He was tied up with Helenius, who screened Devin Cooley as well. Then Element's able to fire that one home to make it 2-1 with 4.5 minutes gone in the second period here.
So back to a 1-goal lead for Calgary. And that's given away. Shot from the circles off the end wall, and luckily Jonathan Aspro there to just clear it out of danger. Battle in the far corner. Brustevich slides it ahead. Dryden Hunt straddles the line. Spots Karen's Furk. Oh, what a finish! Tic-tac-toe, top shelf. Calgary, an absolute beauty finish. Spectacular passing by this top line, Matty.
Some outstanding passing. Hunt gets the entry. He finds Cairns coming down the left side wall. A great dish to Marty Furk, who kind of gives the business to Portillo as he finishes after that tally. And that's what got a couple of the Reign members upset here. Sean Elliman and Jeff Mallet, both kind of going after Furk after he lets Portillo know about that one. 19 goals on the season now for Furk. It's going to be another point for Dryden Hunt as they both get on the score sheet for the second time of this game.
Martin Furk, 7 goals in his last 7 games, as he was one of our talking points, although the Reign trying to get that bump-up shift and get it back to a 1-goal game. However, here is Clark Bishop. He'll lead the way up the ice. Klapka wanted to get it in deep, and that's cut off by Hicketts. Hicketts once again bumped off the puck by Clark Bishop. Sam Honzek needs to track back quickly. Shot doesn't hit the Calgary net by Udon. Stretch pass, now a loose puck, and it's collected by Adam Klapka, who wants the chip and chase. He'll get brought down by Glenn Gaudin, but no penalty on that play, and things continue here. Brustevich whips it in from the red line. On the chase is Martin Furk, who's officially on hat trick watch with plenty to go in this game. would love to burn his former team, as like you said earlier, gave Portillo the business. I love that saying, by the way. It's just funny, but it's accurate.
How's your uncle? Yeah.
You're like, how you been? What are you doing after the game? But
and I'm not entirely sure what the genesis was of Ferk kind of giving it to the netminder for Ontario. Is he hasn't really been overly busy in this game, although he has given up 3 goals now on 7 shots. Very little chance on that one, as it was a great pass from Cairns, fed through the slot.
Calgary wins the draw. Back to the line. Brustevich through traffic. Kick save Portillo.
A little shaky on that stop.
Yeah, might be fighting a little bit. Portillo this season 1-0-1 versus Calgary. His record overall, though, pretty good. 13-5-3, 286 goals against average, 889 save percentage heading into this game. 13:39 to go, second period. Oh, and nearly batting that out of midair was David Celia, who would love his second goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, Aspro with the point shot was looking for a rebound, and he got a deflection instead.
Madden loses it to Bell. Can't get the shot off. And a reset here for the Reign. Chromiak will just dump that in. Off the side of the Calgary net, Hunter Brustevich gets pickpocketed as the wave gets going here pretty early in the Scotiabank Saddle Dome. Back to the line. Wanted to go rink wide. Nice job by the stick of Brett Davis, and we'll get a whistle. Oh yes, and now we're getting some havoc here. Somebody was tripped up at the blue line. My eyes were along the half wall, so I didn't really see what happened, to be fair.
This is going to be a cross-check on Ferk as he finished his player into the wall and kind of got his stick out in front of him rather than using his shoulder. As he's had a fiery start to this second period. I'm assuming that the Wranglers got a better look at what happened to Jared Tenorti in the intermission, and that's kind of turned the heat up on this one a little bit. We're going to get Carrier almost out of the box here. He's a couple of seconds away from being let out. But Ferk's going to go for a couple of minutes. I think this is the right call down on the wall there, but like you mentioned, things are getting a little bit snarly between these two teams, and you know the Wranglers aren't going to back down from anything of that sort. They've got guys that can drop the gloves, whether it's Alex Gallant in this game. You know Adam Klapka is more than willing to get into it and mix it up with everybody. Lucas Siona, Parker Bell, they got some size on this roster. So they got a lead now. We've talked about it. The only win they've got against the Reign this year in their 3 meetings did come in overtime.
Yep. Hey, listen, while we're on this media timeout, I wanted to make sure that we mentioned a new venture for, he is an assistant coach tonight, by the way. He's been doing everything, Brett Sutter. What a whirlwind of a month for him. He gets interim head coaching duties. He goes to the All-Star break, has a great time with his family. But speaking of his family, he and his wife, Erin, are announcing the Legacy No. 7 clothing line in support of brown bagging for Calgary kids. I absolutely love the design. It looks slick. There's a sweater. There's a long... I don't know a lot about fashion, so I don't really know all of the terms.
Are there any quarter zips?
There's no quarter zip, but there's definitely a hoodie. Then there's like a long sleeve shirt, and there's a really nice hat. I'm so sorry, I'm not a fashion person.
You're doing a great job. No,
yeah, I hope I'm doing it justice, but just an awesome incentive for the longtime captain, now the assistant coach of the Wranglers. You can check it out, obviously, at the stores here on the concourse online. But the neat thing about this incentive, Maddie, is that once this particular Brett Sutter line is sold out, another player will be able to put his design on some merch. And this is all raising money for a great cause, kids who might not be able to have a really good lunch when they go to school. And we were kids once, and we know how important it was that we were well fed and had some nutrients in our bodies so we could learn and just be good kids. So an awesome incentive for the assistant captain. So kudos to Brett and Erin for getting this going. And legacy. Legacy is the key word, because this is going to filter down to the rest of the team for hopefully a long time to come.
Without a doubt. You always want to make sure you're having those kind of good community incentives, right? We had Devin Cooley on the show, and the boys played it in the pregame show, but Devin Cooley joined us Friday morning on the big show and talked about what he's doing with Parachutes for Pets with Tito's Treasures.
Tito.
They've kind of opened up a new wing with Parachutes for Pets for kind of smaller animals, and that's just one of the many incentives that you can do in the city here.
Well, Tito's dad is going to have to get to work here as it's another Calgary PK. Good job here by Sam Honzek. Wins the battle, can't clear, but gets some help from Clark Bishop as well as Jan Kuznetsov. Martin Ferk having a seat for cross-checking. 12:37 to go. Second period. Calgary up by 2. Ferk has a pair, and the other David Celia as Devin Cooley makes a neat kick save to send that out of the zone.
Yeah, Chromiak came flying in the zone, made one little move to the middle there and created a shooting lane. Great kick stop by Cooley, and the rebound cleared by the Wranglers down to just 1:20 left on the power play.
Ontario 0 for 1 on the man advantage this afternoon. Played to the near wall. Kuznetsov dealing with Riley Walsh, free to Glenn Godden, right into the shoulder of Devin Cooley. Rebound is picked up by Kuznetsov, and he'll fire that right in on Portillo.
And the Reign are missing Sam Fujimo, who's one of their key guys on the power play. He's got the one-timer similar to Martin Ferk, 7 goals on the power play this season. The Wranglers also missing William Stromgren, who does some good penalty killing work for the Wranglers here. So maybe a little bit of tip for tat there when you look at the lineups.
Quick give and go. Pinelli wanted to go to that far side post for the backdoor play. Can't finish it off. Shot from distance, aiming for the far post. And quickly a self-clear for Calgary as Joe Hicketts will collect in his own zone. And here's the captain for the visitors to the far wing. Left at the blue line, fired in. Lee tied up by David Celia, who has Calgary's second goal of the afternoon. Bumped back to the line. Holding it, Tyler Madden, the veteran. Far circle shot, going tic-tac-toe themselves. And it's a 1-goal game. Replying on the power play, it's Studnicka.
Yeah, that'll be goal number 4 on the power play and 13th of the season. They were real close to getting out of danger here, but a battle won in the corner, but they can't clear it very well. It bounced a couple of times getting back to the point. The Reign able to hold it in. Like you mentioned, Madden was kind of able to get his feet moving down the left side. The tic-tac-toe play, and Studnicka is able to finish that one off to make it a 3-2 game.
11:03.
A lot of goals here in the first 9 minutes of period 2.
Yeah, it's been some great action here. 11:03 to go in this middle frame as we near the halfway mark of this game. Opener of a 2-game set, which will conclude Monday afternoon, which, if you're tuning in from somewhere that's not in Alberta, it's Family Day in our province. That'll be a 2:30 puck drop. Should be another great crowd as it's pretty darn cold outside. It is -15, although it is sunny, and with the sunshine here, it doesn't feel as cold as it really is. But when I woke up this morning, it was like -25 Celsius. So pretty nippy, but this is a great way to spend your day. Thanks for joining us on FloHockey and Sportsnet 960 The Fan. This game has not disappointed. Calgary a 1-goal lead. Ward loses it. Overskating that is Brett Davis, played in by Hellenius. And a shoulder check by Ilya Solovyov as he gets bumped off the puck. Continues to battle along the far wall, swatted ahead. Davis, he'll flip it into the neutral zone. On the chase, Lucas Siona. Brustevich as he came down Main Street.
It's a nice stop there by Portillo and a great dish by Siona, pushing it over with one hand to send Brustevich towards the net.
Dropped in by Udon. .10:15 to go. Second period. Shot, Cooley save. Rebound cleared. With a step, trying to slip behind the D. Cairns, he's got an option in the middle. Cairns elects to shoot. Rebound. Puck is loose. And they'll blow that whistle. But here we go. Extracurriculars as the blood pressure is high.
If this is only Siona going to the box, I don't love that call because Portillo had a lot of trouble grabbing that rebound. That sat in the crease, and he chased after it. I think he's going to get the only call here, too, after he was jumped by 3 members of the Ontario Reign. And I really don't like this call. There's been a couple against the Calgary Wranglers that you can see the puck is loose there as he jams at it. And then Portillo, once again, this is why Marty Ferk's giving him the business, because that's twice that Portillo has gone out and tried to engage in a scrum in front of the net.
Even a 4-on-1 there, Matty. Okay.
That's a one-sided call. That's why Dryden Hunt is having another chat with the official here.
Well, Calgary back to the kill.
Joe
1 for 2.
Sorella is perplexed. You know, he's talking to the official that didn't make the call here. And you can read lips. You know how he feels about that one.
It's a family-friendly show, so we won't repeat it. But
double expletive. Especially after Ontario's just scored on the power play, too. That puck was loose. Like, I understood Siona crashing the net there as Portillo had trouble grabbing that Rory Cairns shot. The pass was well blocked, so Cairns was trying to almost shoot for a rebound for Dryden Hunt.
Well, Calgary back to the kill, and the face-off won by the visitors as they look to get set up. So 1 for 2 on the man advantage as that backhand goes over the Calgary net. 9:52 to go here, period number 2. Calgary up by 1 and quickly cleared. Studnicka loses it. Reclaimed by Pinelli, and he'll begin the breakout for the visitors. Gains the line, flips it to the near wing for Lee. Somebody's stick goes flying, and the puck is cleared. The herd making their voices heard, no pun intended, when it comes to the officials. Portillo.
A lot of kids in attendance didn't like that one.
Yeah. Well, the fans in this city are smart, regardless of age, and they know what's a call and what isn't a call, or what's fair and what isn't fair. 1:04 to go in this call to Lucas Siona for slashing, of all things. And Klapka fires that down the ice. Portillo will leave that for Riley Walsh, first season with Ontario. 25-year-old from Massachusetts. Chromiak gains speed over the C, gains the line, pulls it over to Jeff Malott, sends it backhand rink wide. Over the stick of Chromiak, settles it down, tries to get it to the near side circle. Alex Gallant, good job on the kill as he'll send that right in on Portillo. He'll leave it between the circles once again for Riley Walsh. Gains the Calgary line, feathers it ahead. Chromiak wants the wraparound, but the puck gets away from him. About to get back to 5-on-5. Lucas Siona stands in the box, and he's now back on the ice with exactly 8 minutes to go. 3-2 the lead for the Wranglers. Clark Bishop loses it near his own blue line. Gets support from Kuznetsov. Puck now into the corner. That was a deep sigh, Matty. Off the glass and out. Rowe being watched by Sam Honzek. Element poked away by Bruce Stevich. Getting a lot of minutes in this game with Jared Tenorti not returning. If you're just joining us now, Calgary down to 5 blue liners as well. Sam Morton not available, at least so far, and I'm expecting at this point for him not to be back. So Calgary down 2 players, but leading by 1 on the scoreboard where it counts. Aspro to Cairns, winds it along the boards to Bruce Stevich at the line. Near circle, Dryden Hunt, rink wide. Aspro shoots off the blocker of Portillo. Cairns was looking for Bruce Stevich, who had pinched, but he also forces that icing. And Calgary will get an offensive zone draw with under 7 minutes to go, period number 2, and up by 1.
Yeah, good forecheck there by Martin Ferk is the defender for Ontario. I believe it might have been Hickett's. Just fired that one up the wall where he had no winger support. And the Wranglers going to keep their top line out here and try and take advantage of a tired group. A lot of hands on knees for the Ontario Reign as they get ready for this puck drop.
Calgary controls off the draw. Grushnikov down low. Martin Ferk, who's got a pair this afternoon, wants to bump it back to the line. Puck gets sealed up along the half wall. He continues to work it free, getting some support from Rory Cairns. Hellenius, Doughty, Hicketts, back to the line. Solovyov snaps it into the corner. Grushnikov will pinch. Lays it to Dryden Hunt. He's got 3 assists this afternoon, but he gives it away, and Element will just flip that. Pretty heavy draw weight. That should be icing, so they're going to stay out there. So an absolute leg-burning shift here for the visitors. I'm taking a look right now at Joe Hicketts, who's just trying to catch his breath, and hopefully this face-off comes later rather than sooner for him.
Marty Ferk having a nice chat there with Doughty as he heads to the bench, as Ferk has been all sorts of fired up for this game today. I really like the energy that he's brought in the contest.
Yeah, he's been great. Loves the crowd here at the Scotiabank Saddle Dome. His family here as well. Celia on the draw, and they'll do this again. 25 versus 25. Celia versus Hellenius. Celia wins it cleanly, back to the line. Aspro through traffic, hits a body. Millar. Siona. In the skates of Hicketts.
Ontario just trying to draw this against the wall so they can get a stoppage.
Officials telling them to move it along as Siona just working it back and forth.
They must be exhausted.
Yep.
That puck keeps on moving out there, though.
Yeah, definitely some
they're
gamesmanship
trying to get the change
here.
Is what they're trying to do,
Absolutely.
right?
And here it is.
I love that the refs didn't blow that dead.
Calgary fishes it free. Parker Bell gets the shot on goal and off the glove of Portillo. Cleared once again. And good enough draw weight, but still can't get a line change in. Here's David Celia. Flips it to Siona.
Only Hellenius was able to get off.
So some heavy legs. Hicketts can barely make his way back to the bench. And that's taken offside, but a much needed whistle, which will allow a change. And we're going to get a media timeout here. Fans, now you can experience the AHL like never before with AHL TV on FloHockey. Watch HD quality streams of every AHL game live or on demand from wherever you are on your desktop, laptop, tablet, phone, smart TV, or OTT device. Visit CalgaryWranglers.com for more information and never miss a moment of AHL action, which will continue on Monday afternoon. It is a holiday here in the beautiful city of Calgary. 2:30 puck drop versus Ontario as this 2-game set wraps, and then it's a 3-game road trip for the Wranglers. Coachella, Ontario, San Diego, and they'll be back home on February 28th. So a little bit of patience needed for this group, Maddie. It seems like forever since you and I had a broadcast together. I had to go look it back, actually. It was early January.
Yeah, it's been quite some time since the Wranglers have had a game here at Dome Sweet Dome without the Flames playing somewhere or the Hitmen playing somewhere or something along those lines. And I like that for Calgary. They've been able to kind of keep their head above water. They built a gigantic lead atop the division early on in the season, and despite some early struggles, they're going to break a 3-game losing streak here today, by the way, but you know, they've built up enough space between them and the rest of the division that even though they've gone through a bit of a rough stretch here with players in and out of the lineup, they've been able to keep their head above water, keep that division lead. They got a 4-point lead on this Ontario Reign team as we get set for the final 25 minutes of this game. So far so good as Calgary looks to defeat the Reign for just the second time in 4 meetings this year.
5:06 to go, second period, 3-2 the lead for Calgary thanks to a pair from Martin Ferk, another from David Celia, which came shorthanded. The visitors answering with Sean Element and Jack Studnicka. Walsh breaks free, shoots. Misses the far side post. Walsh once again, but that goes off of a body, and Ferk will leave that for Dryden Hunt, who's on a 3-assist afternoon. Ferk shoots. Oh, that is blocked bravely by Riley Walsh. Back to the line.
I would never.
Yeah, no kidding. Brustevich back to Dryden Hunt. Brustevich once again. Dryden Hunt through the circles, shoots off the iron. From the line, Calgary extra attacker coming on. Couple of moves here. Karen's in tight, centering pass for Solovyov, and finally the Reign touched the puck as Calgary just domination on that particular shift, and Dryden Hunt was looking for his 4th point of the night in terms of a goal, but the Iron had other ideas.
It's going to be a tripping call here. I'm not entirely sure who ended up taking it on the Ontario Reign, as they're not sending anybody over just yet, but they'll get an opportunity to hit the power play. Like you mentioned, I love that shift for the top unit. Great entry. Dryden Hunt and Hunter Brustevich doing a little pitch and catch at the blue line to avoid pressure and eventually find Hunt in the middle of the ice. He's able to step into that wrist shot and ring it off the post. The rebound bounced to Marty Ferk, but he just wasn't able to hold on to it as it ended up going wide. Yeah, the trip there was just in the corner by Walsh on Rory Cairns as they were in a little bit of a battle. Walsh now sitting in the box, he can nurse that leg that he used to block the Marty Ferk slap shot off the rush.
All right, Calgary's second unit getting things started, and get it started with a draw win. Aspro, far circle, Honzek returns the pass. Parker Bell surveys into the corner. Celia trying for the play right in front was Clark Bishop. The Reign fire it down the ice. Calgary coming into the contest with the 5th-ranked power play in the American Hockey League at 22%, and even better at home at 24%. 4 power play goals over their last 5 games. Sam Honzek loses it at the center of the ice. Will have to reset back in his own end as he reverses. It is Walsh, by the way, having a seat in the box. And here comes Jonathan Aspro, gains the line. He'll follow it into the corner. Couple of sticks lost. Frees up some ice. Here's David Celia back to Sam Honzek. Corner, Clark Bishop. Pinelli clears for the visitors.
Yeah, that point had been vacated. As you mentioned, Aspro lost his stick and it raced over to the bench. Brustevich just unable to get on in time and stop that clearing attempt.
So top unit coming on now for the Wranglers. Here's Martin Ferk, kicked ahead by Dryden Hunt. And that's quickly cleared by Tyler Madden.
A little scrambly on the entry here for Calgary as they got to try and get everything settled down.
Under 30 seconds to go as Hunter Brustevich, the quarterback on this unit, with Jeremy Poirier not in the lineup this afternoon. He'll get pickpocketed in front of his own bench and has to reset. Here comes Dryden Hunt. Rory Cairns. Martin Ferk. Brustevich follows it into the corner. Lays it over to Martin Ferk. Across to Dryden Hunt. Late in this power play, Rory Cairns, he's got it at the near circle. Tries to flip it ahead. We're back to 5-on-5. Cairns going for a spin. Ferk was acting as the trailer, but couldn't connect on that pass. 2:14 to go, ahead of steam. Riley Walsh. Good job by Brustevich, just forces him wide. And then pickpocketed by Ilya Solovyov for good measure. Solovyov bumps it over to Brustevich, ahead to Adam Klapka. And the big man will go rink wide, trying to connect with Dryden Hunt. Krieger there. Was serving a game misconduct, or not a game misconduct, excuse me, a misconduct. And back on the ice. Krieger once again to the top of the circle, shoots, and it's a windmill. Devin Cooley.
Yeah, not a whole lot going on that power play for the Wranglers. Hunter Brustevich just hunched over his stick as that ended up being a really long shift. They weren't really able to get a second defenseman out as that power play came to an end. Devin Cooley with the big glove save to settle everything down and give an opportunity to get some fresh Wranglers out here.
Cooley has faced 13 shots. Face-off coming on his blocker side. 1:40 to go, second period. Calgary up by 1. If you're just joining us now, just that 1 goal in the first period, 4 here in the middle frame, 1 shorthanded, 1 on the power play. Flipped out by Kuznetsov. Good draw weight. And we'll get another icing call.
It took one bounce in the corner. You never really know if it's going to bounce back out towards play, or instead, as it was a rolling puck, ended up just getting just past the red line there.
Yeah, especially so late in the period with the ice torn up as much as it is right now. Top line out for the Reign. Godin wins it cleanly to the half wall. Snapshot ends up in the netting.
A little shot from the outside there. Alex Gallant able to get over and get his stick in, create a little trouble. Top line will roll over the boards here for the Wranglers with 1:28 to go.
Also, if you want to hear more from Alex Gallant, I had an awesome sit-down conversation with him. It's part of our In Conversation series here with the Calgary Wranglers, and you can listen to it on the Calgary Wranglers website. He's about to become a dad this year. So some exciting times for Alex, who wears a letter for this club and is just one of those heart and soul players that you can lean on.
Summerside zone.
Yes.
Love the PEI guys.
Ken Reed actually features Alex's dad in one of his books, and it's an awesome story. If you have a chance, make sure you pick it up. Mike Pinky Gallant. Godin under pressure from Rory Cairns, plays it to open ice. There's Dryden Hunt, banks it back to the line. Solovyov makes a couple of moves, wants the tip play. As two Calgary players available back door, but it's cleaned up by the Reign.
He almost bounced that in off of Walsh.
Yes. Held at the line, Udon. Wanted to put it through traffic as he shoves Rory Cairns out of the way, and Rory Cairns didn't like it and will get some extracurriculars in the Calgary blue paint as well post whistle. I'm sure exchanging some family day festivity activity information.
Making off-day plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marty Ferk wasn't overly happy with the forechecking play by Mallet there. Pushed him out of the crease. Glenn Godin gets involved, and then, you know, everybody's got to come by and say hi. Nothing going to come out of this one, but like we've talked about a lot over the broadcast, this has been a snarly, scrappy affair between the Wranglers and the Reign. Marty Ferk's been in the middle of all of it. He's chatting with Jeff Mallet, who's entering this game on a 3-game goal-scoring streak.
They continue to chat on their way to their respective benches.
It's that time
Still
of year,
chatting.
Sandra. Every point matters.
Now, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Maddie. Everything's so tight, and you went over it earlier, but everything's so tight in the Pacific Division these days. And a clean defensive zone draw win for Calgary. Aspro to the center of the ice. Studnicka there, cuts it off, back to Aspro. Krishnikov along the wall for Adam Klapka. Tied up in front of his own bench, under a minute to go here as Honzek makes the neat play through his legs, gets it over to Klapka. Big man forced into the corner. It's cleared by the Reign. Aspro all by himself as he takes a look. Honzek gets away from Grushnikov. Studnicka puts himself offside with just 22 seconds left in this middle frame.
I like that play by Honzek up in the neutral zone. A little bit of a pass between his legs and then a quick one-tap over to the bench on the left-hand side. Adam Klapka tried to muscle it down the wall, but just kind of lost his footing a little bit and was out-muscled a little as he tried to create a little bit of a chance to the middle of the ice.
Pinelli will get waved out. Veteran versus veteran. Won by Bishop. Kuznetsov. Rustevich. Klapka tips it ahead. Pickett's back in his own end. Loses it to Portillo, who had to be ready to grab that with his trapper. Almost bumped it in himself.
Well, it was a little bit of a sketchy play. Good thing Portillo was ready because, like you mentioned, it came off of, I wouldn't say it was a shot by any means, but it was a little bit of a hot fumble by Hickett's, and rebound was held onto by Portillo this time.
comes with 10:07 left as Joe Cirella sends out his top line. Again, would love to maybe get a shot off the draw here. Martin Frk out there. He's got a pair. Dryden Hunt, 3 points this afternoon. Calgary does win it. Karen sends it back to the line. Kuznetsov. Loose puck between the circles. Karen's from the corner, wants to center, back to the line, and 40 minutes in the books. And once again, Calgary will head to the dressing room up by 1 with 20 minutes to close this one out. Your thoughts after 2 periods, Matty?
I love games like this. You know, a lot going on, lots of goals. Both teams, you can tell, are not huge fans of each other as we're into the 4th game of the season here. The Wranglers are playing shorthanded. They've been shorthanded for much of this game. Tenorti went down on essentially his 2nd shift of the game. We're not going to see him again here tonight. Sam Morton got taken out early on in the 1st period on a hard check by the top pair defender Hicketts of the Ontario Reigns. They've been playing shorthanded for a lot of it. Seen some special teams on both sides.
Yep.
Marty Frk, Rory Cairns, and Dryden Hunt are having a great night as the top line for the Calgary Wranglers. And now you got 20 more miles to try and close this thing out and get a key victory against Ontario.
You got it. Resilience, the name of the game at the Scotiabank Saddledome this Saturday afternoon. 3-2 the lead for Calgary as we head into the 2nd intermission on FloHockey and Sportsnet 960 The Fan.
Tell you how it works. We have a special deck of Wranglers playing cards. We're going to put it up on the Sportsnet scoreboard, and together Tim and Austin will have to decide if the next card that we show is higher or lower than the current card. And Wranglers fans, we might need your help, so make sure you pay attention. And as well, if the boys together can get all 3 right, they're going to be walking away with some great prizes, including a jersey. So let's get going. We're going to see the first card in our special Wranglers players deck. We're playing for $50 to play Alberta and bet credit. First card is a 6. Now, Wranglers fans, you can put your thumbs up if it's higher or thumbs down if it's lower. Austin, you were right off the bat. What do you think the next card's going to be?
What does the crowd think? Higher? Higher.
Crowd says higher. Are they right? Whew, okay, we're doing good. You've won the $50 to play Alberta bet credits. Now we're going to be seeing what the next one is going to be. Tim, we're going to ask you, higher or lower than 18?
Higher all day.
All day long, okay. Is it higher? This is risky. Okay, we're now playing for a Wranglers jersey. This is make or break, because if you get this wrong, you've lost all current prizes that you have won. So together, Tim and Austin, is the next card higher or lower than 45?
That's an easy one here. I'm gonna go lower.
Gonna go lower, and it is! Congratulations! You have won all 3 prizes. Woo! That was a little stressful right there. Well, congratulations, Wrangler fans. Let's give it up for Tim and Austin, who's won Play Alberta's high-low game. Sportsnet scoreboard as J.C. Sullivan is with number 25 of your Calgary Wranglers.
Talk to me about the energy on the ice there in that 2nd period.
Yeah, picked up a little bit. Some big hits in the 1st, and I think both teams wanted to respond and make sure we had our guys back.
Special teams is playing a key role in this game so far. You were part of the shorthanded goal. Kind of walk me through that.
Yeah, it was good. Huntsy, he likes to go and he can make plays, so just try to drive the net and saw the lane, he had good vision and couldn't find me and snuck his way in, so I'm happy with that one.
Close game here, it's crucial to keep it going in the 3rd and puddle win.
Yeah, exactly. Keep playing our game, keep getting pucks in the net, and we'll find holes in the goal.
Great, thanks, David.
celebrating a birthday or any other special occasion here at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Today's wishes are presented by Foothills Creamery, a proud supplier here at the Dome. Happy birthday and belated Valentine's to Maxine, love Brendan. Ava welcomes Francisco Pinnell to the Dome, his biggest fan. Happy birthday, Jackson, love Mom and Kenzie. Shout out to the U11 Southwest Blue Team in Section 105. Go Cougars, go. Happy 10th birthday, Brayden. Love from your family and friends. Happy 2nd birthday, Milan. Happy 10th birthday, Henry. Go McKnight. Happy 9th birthday to Aiden. Love Mom, Dad, Max, and all your friends. Welcome, Boss Lubricants in Sections 104 and 105. Happy Valentine's Day, Nicole Peters, love Ricardo, Des, Sage, Luna, and Henry. Happy 10th B-Day to Gabe Singleton, celebrating with the Bow River Bruins. Happy 13th birthday, Jackson. Shout out to the U11 NCHL Blue Bullets team. Let's go, Bullets, let's go. For Arthur and Zoe, thank you for an incredible experience with lovely and friendly Canadian people for 5 months from Papa Mama and French travelers. Well, if you have a birthday or shout out that you want to see up on the Sportsnet scoreboard, head to CalgaryWranglers.com. That's where you can submit it. Tonight's messages are brought to you by Foothills Creamery, celebrating 50 years of being proudly made here in YYC.
Good evening and welcome to FloHockey.
Is it on goal? Are you kidding me?
You can't make it up.
The new Flex Club is changing the game when it comes to flexible ticket packages. Save 15% on Hitmen, Wranglers, and Roughnecks tickets, and select the games that work with your schedule. With 3 teams, you have 78 games to choose from. Plus, save on fees, boosting your savings to as high as 30%. Simply select any of the 3 teams, any game, any seat, in any combination that works for your busy schedule. Flex Club. Your tickets, your schedule, your way. Visit flexclub.ca today.
Rough days.
Roughnecks. Oh my goodness! Inside shot scores! King scores! Come for the party, stay for the game.
The team is ready to put on a show. Global news. We are Calgary. Okay, let's begin.
Blending in when you need to stand out? Boost your job hunt with career support from Workforce at Robertson College.
All of us here at Calgary Sports and Entertainment are thrilled to welcome you to the Scotiabank Saddledome and would like to share some important updates and reminders. The Scotiabank Saddledome has a zero-tolerance policy for foul or inappropriate behavior, along with any disruption to the game, including throwing objects, fighting, or trespassing on the ice surface. Under some circumstances, the puck may be propelled into the spectator area with enough force to cause serious injury. If you are struck, immediately ask the nearest usher for help and directions to the medical station. Perhaps most importantly, please make sure you are kind and respectful to one another, as well as the venue staff, who are working hard to ensure the best possible experience for our patrons. If you have any questions about any of these important updates and reminders, please don't hesitate to contact the venue representative or Calgary Flames customer service. You can also report any issue or ask a question by texting us your seat location along with your question and the word ESTO to 587-327-2207 to reach our fan text line. We greatly appreciate your support and understanding. Together, we can enjoy a safe and fun experience here in the Scotiabank Saddledome.
of the blood in pain, getting fed by the desperate cries. Drink deep while you got some time, 'cause the river's about to run dry. Feel the heat before you see the flame, ain't no way you can run it
Calgary, it's your turn to come alive for your Calgary Wranglers. Eisner Sportsnet scoreboard. Here's your second period highlights brought to you by Play Alberta.
Three points for Dryden Hunt, 2 goals for Martin Ferk, and Calgary 20 minutes away from getting back into the win column for the first time post All-Star break. And Maddie, I talked about resilience, and I just want to underscore it again because Calgary, again, into this third period, down a blue liner, down a forward.
Lost Jared Tenorti moments into the game. Sam Morton exited midway through the first period, give or take. It's been a lot of fun to watch so far as top line for the Wranglers will hop over the boards. They have been really strong up and down the ice. Dryden Hunt with the shorthanded assist. He's got a couple of assists on the Martin Ferk goals. As I've really liked the game that this group in particular is putting together. And you got to think with the way that this one has gone, not a lot of shots, but
3-2 Calgary leads. They're out shooting Ontario 14-13. Another goal or two might be enough to put this one away, but 3-2 feels like a precarious lead with some of the pushes that Ontario has had.
Yeah, and an incredible stat for Calgary this season. Going into the third period leading, Calgary is 22-0, best in the league.
It's a big reason why they sit atop the Pacific Division. Get their leads and hold it. It's a lot better if you don't have to play from behind all the time.
Yeah, not chasing is crucial, and they've never chased in this game. Dryden Hunt bats that down to Solovyov. Snaps it ahead, that's quickly cut off. But Udon caught offside with 31 seconds off the clock here in the third period. Shot there. Go ahead, Matty.
I was just going to say he had a chance to let that one be after being called by the referees. This is going to turn into an offensive zone draw for the Wranglers' second line.
Bishop, Honzek, Klapka, your blue liners, Bruce Stevich and Jonathan Aspero.
There's a lot of chess going on before these puck drops today as the Wranglers and Rain both trying to draw up different plays with different types of coverage. This time Bishop wins it clean back to the point that had been vacated with Bruce Stevich playing down on the hash mark and Klapka kind of playing behind the circle, behind the centerman.
Portillo makes that save, sends the puck to the near side glass. Chromiak sweeps it ahead. Hellenius Flips it to the far wing for Madden. He'll just button hook, goes rink wide with the pass. Howe puts it in on goal, deflects wide. Brustevich battling behind the Calgary net. Tried to center, to the line for Rowe. Kromiak fans on the shot, and that's cleared for Calgary.
Good breakup by the captain Bishop in the defensive zone to kind of start that fire drill near the point, led to the clearing.
Wholesale line changes coming for both sides. Fired into the Calgary zone. Stick goes flying as Devin Cooley gets on his post to make the save. Puck is loose, recaptured by the Reign. From the near circle, Krieger wanted to go back to the line, and Calgary with an odd man rush heading the other way. Parker Bell out there with Dryden Hunt and David Celia. Bell. Hunt has his stick held, frees the puck, gets it over to Parker Bell. Back to the line, Kuznetsov fired, and that is blocked. Calgary holds the line as Celia takes a cross check from behind. Looks like he's okay.
The Wranglers bench was furious with that hit.
Rightfully so. A couple of missed calls in this game. Certainly not here to criticize the officials, but we just call it as we see it. Everybody is human, so 17:45 to go. Third period. Stretch bank pass for Alex Gallant. Grabs it on his stick, and that was a great tape-to-tape play. Flipped into the neutral zone. Rolls into the Calgary end. Jonathan Aspro. Forehand, backhand to the line and played out by Davis. Good draw weights, but just a little bit heavy. It's the Scotties, so Scotties time now. So
yeah,
I'm going to get in my
that.
curling references. Thank you very much.
There's a lot on the go right now. You kind of have to, you got limited broadband for all the sports. Big game today with the Four Nations, obviously. USA and Canada after Finland's big win earlier today in overtime. Makes it real interesting for these last 3 games of the round robin.
Yeah, I love that wins are 3 points.
A lot of people are saying that.
Yep. Millar. Udon near circle. Cut off by Gallant. Wanted to play it ahead to Lucas Siona. Udon just settles it down from the red line. He'll snap it in. Along the boards to Furk. He'll leave that for Solovyov instead. Coming off the bench, Dryden Hunt makes the play out there with Rory Cairns. Pulls up, Hunt still with it. Wanted to go to Furk, not a lot of meat on that pass. And they'll have to defend straight into the body of Martin Furk. Loses it. Udon with a couple of moves at that near circle. Good stick there by Kuznetsov.
He's made a few
Udon?
really nice defensive plays here today.
Yeah, as Udon gets that shot and a glove save by Devin Cooley. But yeah, let's go back to that because playing 5 and at a part of that first period it was that they were actually playing with 4 blue liners because Jonathan Aspro was sitting in the box for 7 minutes as he went in for 5 and 2. So those legs are going to be heavy. It's going to be ice bath time, I think, after this game.
Yeah, this has been a physical contest. Celia taking the latest kind of crack that we've seen with that big hit up in the neutral zone.
Defensive zone draw, Calgary. Captain set to take it. Comes blocker side on Devin Cooley, who's faced 15 shots in this game. Has yet to beat the Ontario Reign this season. Visitors win it, pulling it back to the line. Into the corner, wanted to center it. Rowe will pinch off the blue line. Has to deal with Sam Honzek, loses that battle. Into the corner for Kromiak, he'll bump it over to Madden. Tied up by Kuznetsov. Gets support from Clark Bishop. Hellenius digging for it as well as Bishop trying to clear some ice. Couple of cross checks in there, straight into the pants.
Hellenius is a big body. I liked how Clark Bishop was able to move his frame and kind of help win that board battle.
Honzek plays it to himself, forced wide. Bishop, Kuznetsov! Of all people, Kuznetsov going down Main Street almost through the legs. Bishop reloads. That one's blocked by Honzek out front as Portillo was actually down and out on the play. Klapka along the near wall, sends it back to the line. Kuznetsov through traffic. Honzek Not a lot of options, but pickpocketed by Adam Klapka. Walks the line. He'll get stood up with 3 rain in his range. But a good shift nonetheless from Calgary's second line.
Yeah, I liked they were able to create in the offensive, though, and Klapka doing some good work down low. Honzek almost had a chance at a rebound.
Nearly 5 minutes off the clock. Third period, Calgary up by 1. Parker Bell with some speed. He'll send it to Martin Ferk. Oh, a couple of moves. Heads down the center of the ice. He'll swing it to the far circle. Back to the line. Jonathan Aspero winds, shoots, and that was pinned for that far post.
Didn't miss by much.
It did not. David Celia muscled off the puck. Lee flips it, not past Aspero. Keeps it alive, at least momentarily. And sent ahead, hit by a high stick, so Studnicka needs to retreat, and we'll get a whistle. 14:45 left, 3-2 the lead for Calgary. If you're just joining us now, goals from David Celia and a pair from Martin Ferk.
Yeah, I've liked the period so far for the Wranglers. 5 minutes in here, they've only given up the 2 shots to the Ontario Reign. Like you mentioned there, Kuznetsov with a nice little try on the deflection. He didn't get a lot of power on it, and it was kind of a soft lob towards the net by Bishop. He was just trying to change the angle enough to fool Portillo, but he followed that one and steered it into the corner. But one of the better chances we've seen for the big defenseman up the ice.
Yeah, normally when he does get on the score sheet in terms of a goal, it's one of those shots from the point. So always neat to see him in an offensive zone opportunity as Udon plays that into the Calgary corner. Martin Ferk will help out on the back check. Across to Kuznetsov, flips it ahead, rolling puck. Hickett's there. Got into Udon. Settled down by Glenn Gaudin. Hickett's tries to slam that into the Calgary zone. Weird bounce off that end wall. From the corner, Charles Udon leaves it for Malott as they try to get the cycle going. The top line for the Reign. Siona quickly cuts that off. And Rory Cairns tapped with a knee-on-knee, and play continues. Here's Dryden Hunt from the line. Inside out, Dryden Hunt to the middle. Backhand shot. And that, too, did not miss by much.
Trying for the far post there, through some traffic. Siona was setting a really nice screen, but couldn't get it on net with the kind of deceptive backhand try.
Gallant, Aspero, Siona, skate to stick. Cut off by Rowe. And back into the Calgary end for Jonathan Aspero, who will shoulder check. Fights off a check from Sean Element. Gallant tied up with Rowe. Played out by Grishnikov. Perfect draw weight. And Calgary able to get in a line change with 13:14 left, period number 3, and a 1-goal lead. Solovyov cuts that off at the red line. Chasing for it is Sam Honzek, the rookie. It's pasted into the glass, and a whistle.
Honzek almost had that one turned over right to him and was trying to escape towards the side wall, create an opportunity out of it. Now with 7 minutes gone here in the frame, and Sam Honzek's one of several Calgary Wranglers. You know, we were talking about the 4-nation faceoff, who's played internationally and actually done pretty well doing it. And you start with Team Canada. Of course, Jonathan Aspero was away from the team briefly to join Team Canada at the Spengler Cup, where they were eliminated in the semis. Jeremy Poirier's not playing today, but he won a silver medal at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup in 2019-2020. Clark Bishop actually won gold at that event when it was just the Ivan Hlinka Memorial. That was in the 13-14 season. He also won bronze at the U18s that same season. You look over at the U.S., Jared Tenorti left this game early, but he actually captained USA to gold at the 2009-2010 under-18s. Then he was the assistant captain at the World Juniors in 2011-2012. Hunter Brustevich won a silver at the U18s in 2022. He was also an assistant captain at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup in 21-22. William Stromgren also not in the lineup today, but he won a bronze at the U18s. He's also played at the U16s, U17s, and at the World Juniors in 22-23. Mentioned Sam Honzek. He's been a mainstay in Slovakia's program, the U16s, the U18s, the World Juniors, 3 straight tournaments, although his only medal is a silver at the 21-22 Hlinka Gretzky. Marty Ferk, he's been a mainstay in the Czech program. Ilya Solovyov, he's been a mainstay in the Belarusian program. And then with Russia, Artem Grushnikov won gold at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup in 2019-2020. And Yan Kuznetsov played for Russia at the World Juniors. So plenty of international experience here on this Canadian roster. You've got 10, 12 players who have all suited up, and between them all, 7 medals.
You excited for tonight?
Couldn't be more excited.
It's going to be fun. Off the draw, Solovyov wanted to play it to David Celia, who was parked between the circles. Celia wants to center. Parker Bell just in front of Portillo, but that's quickly cleared by the rain. Really liked what I've seen from Celia tonight, this afternoon. Sorry, how many times have I done that? But 2 o'clock puck drop can be a bit confusing. But Celia's look great, hey?
He made a really nice stick check there behind the net even, where it's a little bit of a race to the puck. He kind of, a tactical slash, I'll call it. Nothing worth being called, but just smart enough to disrupt the stick of Sam Helenius, who was back there, create a turnover. He tried to throw it to the slot. It ended up bouncing off a boot and turning possession over to the Ontario Reign. But I agree, especially as they've lost guys. You know, Celia was supposed to play on the wing today on a line with Sam Morton and Lucas Siona, but he stepped in and had to do a lot of good work at center since.
Klapka wins the draw. Backhands it to the line. Aspro through traffic. Adam Klapka right out in front, but Portillo quickly freezes that.
Yeah, he jumped on that one pretty quickly, but you like the play. Aspro wasn't able to get a really hard shot off as pressure was coming at him quickly from the Ontario Reign defender. They read that D-to-D play well. It was right along the ice, but like you mentioned, Klapka able to jump on the rebound. He doesn't get a really good whack at it either.
Calgary wins another face-off. Aspro across to Bruce Stevich, pokes it into the corner. Off the glass and out, but it hits somebody at the bench, so we'll get another whistle with 12:22 to go. Third period, Calgary with that 3-2 lead, and it continues to be fairly low in terms of shots on goal. 17 for the Wranglers, 15 for the Reign.
Yeah, I'm liking seeing what's going on here for Calgary. It's not necessarily a whole ton to the net, but just keep it in the offensive zone. It's the best way to defend, is to play in the offensive zone.
And 3 straight face-off wins for Adam Klapka, although Calgary can't control here. And right in on Devin Cooley, no, off the outside of the post. So another icing call on the Reign, and that unit will have to stay out there, as we'll get a switch out for the Wranglers.
Yeah, they'll go to the top unit here. That's some good work by what we would call, I guess, the second unit for today, with Bishop and Klapka out there. We'll see what type of face-off play they try and draw up this time. It looks like they're just going to be pretty simple. And that right side dot, Karen's trying to win it over to the boards.
Reign control. Along the near side is Ward. Doesn't get it. Flip past Dryden Hunt. Kicks it to his stick. Leaves it for Cairns. He'll dump it in. Portillo comes out to play it. Off the head of Rory Cairns and onto the stick of Grushnikov. Fired in by Dryden Hunt. Portillo stops it behind his net. Leaves it for Riley Walsh. Give away, Dryden Hunt by himself. Dryden Hunt! And wanted to go between the wickets on Eric Portillo, but he read that pretty well.
Tried to jump away, but just couldn't really create enough space for himself to get a clean move. The only real play he had was the backhand between the 5-hole, and like you mentioned, with limited space to either his left or his right, Portillo was able to make the push, stop it with his stick, and then get the quick cover up. You know, he maybe had one opportunity where he could have shot it right off the turnover there, but for the most part was pretty much pushed off to the side. We're seeing a little bit of a double shift here from Joe Sorella as they're right back to the second line now.
11:36 left, period number 3. 3-2 the lead for Calgary. Offensive zone draw. Adam Klapka to take. And he'll win it once again. Clark Bishop. Sam Honzek takes it into the corner, makes a couple of moves, tried to leave it for Clark Bishop, who wants to clear some space to the line. Nice grab by Jonathan Aspro. Sam Honzek evades one check, pokes it over to Adam Klapka. Now Kuznetsov will pinch off the line, fires it just to some open ice. Aspro backhands it, slides it back to Kuznetsov. They'll play catch. And now a foot race to the neutral zone. Aspro reverses in his own end. Banks it ahead. Cut off by Rowe, by himself, wants the trailer. And that's clearly offside. Just over 10 minutes left in the third period. It's been all Calgary, but nothing to show for it. Couple of good opportunities. Is Jonathan Aspro also wondering why there wasn't a cross-check called there?
It was a similar hit to the Marty Ferk hit. It wasn't as aggressive, though. Just a little bit of a miscue down at the point there that allowed the Reign to kind of start attacking with speed. Aspro did a good job to keep everything relatively harmless.
Yeah, and those simple plays is what they'll have to do, being shorthanded both on the back end and the front end, but more particularly the back end as those legs start to get a little bit heavier with just the 5 blue liners.
Fourth line out here to do a little bit of work as we approach midway part of period 3.
Yeah, Pinelli works his way into the Calgary zone. Cut off by Brustevich, evades one hit, but the puck not with him. Pinelli snaps it in, goes off the body of Element. Kicked away by Ilya Solovyov as Parker Bell makes the simple play to Brett Davis. He'll just buy some time. Element by himself. Forced wide by Siona, and that creates a turnover for Sam Honzek, who gets the Jets going. Feathers it over to Siona. He's pretty late in his shift. Siona holds it over for Grishnikov. Portillo. David Celia from behind the net. Celia centers, wanted Siona. Stick was lifted. Grishnikov lays it down low. Sam Honzek was calling for it. Gets support from Siona. Getting muscled around by Cole Krieger. Element off the glass and out. Aspro giving some good support there to Grishnikov. Siona, light pass to David Celia from the corner. He'll just button hook. And Chromiak heading the other way with under 10 minutes to go in the third. Calgary up by 1, although that weird bounce off the end wall we always have here at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Reign hold the line. Chromiak. Great job by Kuznetsov.
Continues to just play some really sturdy D here today. Little sweep check that allowed that kind of opportunity in the slot to fizzle out.
Kuznetsov once again swats that away. And top line out for Calgary. Rory Cairns leading the way. Flips it to Martin Ferk. Another drop pass. Dryden Hunt gets pickpocketed. Rory Cairns continues to battle like a bulldog. Gets support from Martin Ferk. Ferk back to the line. Solovyov and kicked into the corner with Dryden Hunt parked out in front. Pickett's to center. Glenn Gaudin gains the Calgary line, comes to the near circle. Gaudin sweeps it ahead, wanted the backdoor play. And really nice positioning there by Hunter Brustevich.
It was just a little bit late for Jeff Mallet as Brustevich is able to clear the rebound there, but that was one of the more kind of dangerous opportunities we've seen as the Wranglers have done a good job to keep everything in the offensive zone here today.
8 minutes to go, third period, 3-2 the lead for Calgary. Adam Klapka reverses in his own end. Through the center of the ice, couple of moves, a little dangle. Honzek for Klapka off of a body and straight into the netting. Oh, the big man wanting to put on a bit of a clinic there.
A little shimmy shake on Andre Lee, who got left in the dust in the neutral zone. I love that one from Adam Klapka as he picked up a little bit of speed. I thought he was going to skate right into the check, but instead, like we talked about, he does a really good job to kind of get to the middle of the ice. Little toe drag, left the defender in his dust. Now he's going to try and win yet another draw as he's taken the faceoffs on the right side with this line of Bishop and Honzek, and Bishop's been more the centerman when they've taken faceoffs at the left side.
Yeah, and he's won more than he's lost, even though he lost the one there. But what was it, a span of 4 in a row earlier in this period? So he's been great as Honzek wants to chase from the corner, dealing with Angus Booth. Reign. Big hit by Aspro. Lee protects the puck, puts it back to the line, but too hot to handle for Booth. He'll reset at the center of the ice by himself, doesn't get the shot. Being watched all the way by Jonathan Aspro.
He's putting together a real tidy game here.
Yes, agreed. Actually, all of these blue liners have looked solid this afternoon as Krishnikov bumps it back for Aspro. He's a good skater, so he can get away with a move like that. He can.
I'm sure that's not something that Devin Cooley loves to see in this or Joe Sorella in a one-goal game. But like you mentioned, he did a nice little cut there to avoid pressure and create a little space for himself. Allowed his mates to get a change, and we'll get a hand pass in the neutral zone here.
6:37 left in regulation. A shot there of Martin Ferk, who's sitting on a 2-goal afternoon. He's been brilliant. Both goals have been worthy of getting on the highlight reels. Certainly that one he snapped in from the near circle and then a wide open cage on the other side of the ice. Much thanks to Dryden Hunt, who has 3 assists. He's had a hand in every goal in this game. Calgary controlling off the draw. Here's Alex Gallant. Tries to penetrate the zone, gets it to Lucas Siona, but that's taken offside.
And just offside there. That was a close one. He would have had a interesting little push to the middle of the net with the defender Rowe kind of taking his momentum in a different direction. Close one for sure. I've liked the minutes that Alex Gallant has had here today too.
Yes.
There hasn't been a ton, but he's been pretty sturdy on the defensive side of things for a guy who's mostly, you know, makes his paycheck in the boxing ring, if you will. He's been solid defensively.
Yep. Well, he's here to hold people accountable, right?
That's, yeah, exactly.
And today he's been disciplined, which is crucial because there were periods of this game where things could have been out of control. Here is Siona.
There he forced a turnover in the neutral zone, turn it back, get a nice change in here, get it down to 6 minutes left in the game.
Hicketts, who laid that big hit on Sam Morton, who we haven't seen since. Malott drives, looks for the wraparound, loose puck, and they score. Charles Udon with under 6 minutes to go, and we are tied.
A little scrambly there after the change as Malik came into the zone with quite a bit of speed. I thought he was going to attempt the wraparound there initially as he gets wide on Aspero, throws this one to the slot, and just not enough support there from the forwards coming back, maybe a little bit late off the bench as Brustevich is unable to knock that pass down, and Udon gets it in the slot and kind of goes back against the grain on Devin Cooley to tie this game with just under 6 to play.
Calgary wins the draw. Brustevich banks it to Martin Ferk. Backhands it rink wide for Aspro. Hunt swats it to the blue line. Played out by the rain. Malott wanted to kick it ahead to Udon. Dryden Hunt spots Martin Ferk. He'll reverse over to Brustevich as he gains speed through the neutral zone. Dryden Hunt flips it in deep. Cairns tries to control. And it's just white jerseys there as the Rain play it out. Just over 5 minutes to go. Calgary with a trailer off the bench. That is Clark Bishop. Second line out as Honzek gets tied up along the half glass. Helenius fishes it free. Forced deep in his own zone by Adam Klapka. Loses it, at least momentarily, to Clark Bishop. And now to Ward. From the red line, fires it into the Calgary end. Solovyov with a look. Second attempt to settle it down. Clark Bishop pokes it ahead, and he'll continue to chase. Line change coming for Calgary. Bell from in front of the Rain bench. Wanted to hold it at least a little bit, and it's given away. Adam Klapka from that far circle, still with it. Gets a shot on goal, but it misses, and a 3-on-1 coming the other way. Calgary needs to defend. Studnicka comes in, centers, and nobody there. One-timer by Hicketts and fired over the Calgary net. Oh, that could have been dangerous. Studnicka, Madden, and wow, what a glove save by Devin Cooley to keep this 3-3 with under 4 minutes to go in regulation.
Adam Klapka with a nice job to kind of burn down the wall after that turnover. But I don't love the shot take there, or the shot choice that he makes, because if you miss that one, just like we saw, you're going to send it the other way. And sure enough, Ontario up the ice with 3 players. Devin Cooley ends up having to make a real tidy save, but especially with Jan Kuznetsov kind of attacking there and realizing you have 3 guys, that's one that rather than pick a corner, I'd prefer to see him almost just throw it into the crease and see if you can get a little bit of garbage to sneak past the goaltender Portillo. But nevertheless, good job trying to get possession and work down the wall there.
Well, this is usually the time of the broadcast where we talk about our 3 stars, but given this tight contest here, under 4 to go, 3-3, I'm not sure who you have in mind. I know who I would think, but I would obviously love to hear from you.
Well, Dryden Hunt and Martin Ferk have to be at the top of that list. A couple of goals here for Martin Ferk. Dryden Hunt has the 3 assists in the game so far. On the other side, you don't really have anybody who's kind of blown the doors off as far as the Ontario Reign goal. They've had a few guys that have hit the score sheet, but no one's hit double digits when it comes to points here today. You kind of got to almost look towards the blue line of the Wranglers, and it almost comes down to who's ended up with a point. Like Artem Grushnikov's got a point. He's +2 here today.
Yeah.
He's put together a good game. Jan Kuznetsov has a couple of shots on goal. Jonathan Aspero laid the big hit earlier. He's been really sturdy on the back end. So really all 5 defensemen as they've played throughout this game. Solovyov, Kuznetsov, Brustevich, Aspero, and who am I missing here?
Solovyov?
Solovyov. I think I said him already too.
Grushnikov, there you go.
We've all played real tidy games that's gone on. So 4 minutes left to go and lots to still be decided.
All right, defensive zone draw for Calgary. Couple of veterans here in the dot. Clark Bishop, Glenn Godden, and the Reign win it. One-timer, and that slap shot right in on Devin Cooley, who will freeze it. Doesn't want to take any chances.
A little bit of a scramble draw there.
Over 6,000 in the building this afternoon. Great crowd. They've seen a great game. Calgary wins the draw from the corner. Flipped ahead by Kuznetsov. Doesn't get a whole lot on it, but gets some support to clear the zone. Udon collects from the center of the ice. He'll just drop it in deep. Solovyov back for Calgary. Captain Clark Bishop, he'll flip that ahead. Honzek brings it down. Klapka continues to chase. Forces the puck in deep. There's Millar for the visitors. Udon chokes up on his stick to make that play. Goes rink wide, bouncing puck to Malott. And that, everybody was pointing to the netting. I thought it hit the netting too, but play continues. 3:16 left, 3-3 the score. And here comes Martin Ferk. He'll fire it in. Top line out for Calgary. Lee takes the hit from Ferk, makes the play. Cairns wants to force the turnover, and he does. Gets it over to Dryden Hunt. 3 assists this afternoon. Kick save, Portillo.
Nice job on the back check there by Cairns to not take a penalty, but still force the turnover.
Grushnikov being marked by Lee, so he'll just bank it back to Hunter Brustevich. Tape to tape for Siona. Went down the far wing, poked off of his stick. Retreating is Kuznetsov, grabs it, holds the line. He'll just bump it down low. Siona follows it to the glass, gets support from David Celia. No one there with the dark jersey, and Jack Millar skates it out to the far wing for Madden. Wants to go inside out. They tried to connect on the drop pass, read well by Calgary. Just over 2 minutes to go in regulation. Chromiak to his D-man. Reign looking for a reset. Walsh. Tapped in by Chromiak, doesn't get it in deep. Quickly cut off by Kuznetsov, and on the chase is Adam Klapka. Thought he might have the Jets to evade that icing call, but it is not. And the puck coming back into the Calgary end with 1:48 left in this third period.
Yeah, Angus Booth had a step or two on Klapka. He's not happy with the call, but that was a race that he certainly wasn't going to win. Did his best. And now they'll have to go back and defend. They were really playing kind of conservative in the neutral zone, just not pressing, not going to give up anything odd man.
And they lose this draw one-timer, and that puck was loose between the circles, but Calgary connects with numbers now through the neutral zone. Udon for Malott. Gains the Calgary line, flips it over to the wing for Godin, and he's pickpocketed. 2-on-1 the other way. Clark Bishop, he's got Sam Honzek, wanted to pass, but that's cut off. Some end-to-end action here late in this game. Tied at 3. Glenn Godin was streaking down the near wing. Honzek, Adam Klapka takes it to the red line, waits for an option, and he just wants the reset with Ilya Solovyov before he heads to the bench. 1 minute to go in regulation. Hunter Brustevich holding the line behind his net. To Dryden Hunt. Fires it in from the red line. Portillo stops it behind his net, puts it into the corner. Hunt. Ferk wants to clear some space. That puck tied up along the far wall, I should say. Seems like the Reign are content to do just that with Calgary's top line out late in regulation. Fans don't like it. The Boo Birds are out here at the Scotiabank Saddledome. To the half wall for Grishnikov. Plays it into the corner. Dryden Hunt. Rory Cairns. That shot is blocked. Dryden Hunt from the corner to Cairns. 15 seconds to go. Hunt. One-timer Ferk and another block. Grishnikov for Dryden Hunt. 5 seconds to go in this third period. Back to the line. Aspro winds up, shoots. Traffic out in front. Ferk from the seat of his pants. And we are headed to overtime.
It was a fun ending to that one as Martin Ferk had a couple of opportunities. Aspro with the late slap shot. It ends up getting blocked and almost goes. They had 2 more seconds there. I'm not sure that this one is going to overtime because I thought Ferk did a good job of not just ripping the rebound on net, but instead kind of trying to dish it over to Cairns, who had a clean look at the open ice. As Joe Sorella, Marty Jelena, and Brett Sutter get together to have a little chat as far as how they're going to deploy their crew here in the third period. It's tough to go to overtime, right? Like, whether you end up winning or losing this one, it's one more point that Ontario gets. You entered this game with a 4-point edge on your division rivals in this Pacific group. And I thought they did a really good job of keeping things in the offensive zone and defending up until that late goal gets scored with just under 6 minutes to play. So they'll sweep the ice here. They'll get the 3-on-3 going. We'll see if Calgary can pull this one out of the fire.
Calgary 3-2, excuse me, in overtime this season. Ontario 1-2. In that game back on January 19th.
The lone win for the Wranglers has come in overtime in the season series here.
That was the one, and these two teams have played to 2 1-goal finishes, so I guess us heading to overtime, not really out of the ordinary for what we expected between these Pacific Division rivals. In terms of the goaltenders, neither has seen a lot of pucks, but both have been really involved in this game. Calgary with 20 shots on Portillo, 18 shots on Devin Cooley. And let's get to a little bit of 3-on-3. Let's see who's going to start for both of these sides.
I'm going to go with the captain, Aspro, and Marty Ferk here to start for the Wranglers. Tells me that Cairns and Hunt are probably going to be the second duo that they send over the boards. Malott is looking to keep his goal streak going. He's got goals in 3 straight here. He's going to be out there with Glenn Godin and then the captain, Joe Hicketts.
Bishop wins the draw cleanly. Back deep into the Calgary zone. Jonathan Aspro works his way out. Reverses. Being watched by Malott. Long pass for Clark Bishop. No icing because he touched it. And Portillo will leave that. Here's the captain, Joe Hicketts. Rory Cairns on the ice for Calgary. Glenn Godin. Forced into the corner. Cairns wins the battle and bumps it back to Jonathan Aspro. Across to Martin Ferk. 2 goals this afternoon. He'll head to the bench. Riley Walsh ahead to Studnicka. He'll circle now through the neutral zone, gains the Calgary line with speed, evades 1 check, pulls back on the half wall. Studnicka wanted the tip play, and Cairns read that well. Studnicka still with it, 3:49 to go in overtime. Who wants the extra point? Bump back to Chromiak. Gets past Cairns, but Solovyov there. He's tripped up on the play. Chance for Pinelli, and he scores!
Joe Sorella is livid at the cross-check in the corner on Solovyov, and no call there by the same official who's made a couple of questionable calls in this game here today. There's a cross-check right in the pants there that sends him down by Chromiak. If you're going to call the cross-check on Ferk earlier on in the game, and you have to call that one as well. That's a tough loss for the Wranglers.
It really is.
And Joe Sorella is livid. He looks like he's about to jump over the bench.
He's standing there, arms are crossed, and he wants an answer from these officials as the Ontario Reigns celebrate at the center of the ice.
That is a tough go for the one official here today.
Well, the Wranglers will head down the tunnel, retreat to their room, and they had entered the 3rd period with an incredible record of 22-0 when leading after 40 minutes. And this marks the first time, Maddie, all season that the Wranglers have lost. And this is a really disappointing result in this one. Certainly not here to point fingers at the officials, but at the same time, the Wranglers held the lead until late in the 3rd period and then allowed Charles Hudon to score. So a lot of talking points. I think we'll probably go back to the fact that Calgary lost a blue liner, lost a forward who does a lot of heavy lifting, by the way. Sam Morton does a lot for this club, so certainly disappointed not to get both points. I don't want to say it's understandable, but I can see both sides.
Yeah, it's a tough result. You played really well. You got the lead. You end up defending pretty good in that game until the very end. And, of course, with a couple of goals for Marty Ferk and the 3 assists for Dryden Hunt, and then tough one in overtime as free opportunity given to Pinelli, and he's able to beat the netminder Devin Cooley.
Yeah, so Francesco Pinelli picks up his 12th goal of the season. It's an overtime winner. It comes at 129 of that extra frame. Okay, so 4-3 the final here at the Scotiabank Saddledome in overtime. These two teams run it back on Holiday Monday, Family Day here in Alberta. Puck drop is 2:30, so we will be back then. I'm Sandra Prusina. Here's Maddie Rose. Thank you for tuning in on FloHockey. We've got some post-game coverage coming up next on Sportsnet 960 The Fan.